Cheers, son.
Cheers.
Cheers, hell yeah.
I think I tapped in there, bro. I'm tapping again. Double tapping.
I couldn't tell. Lost track of the tappings.
Wow, so I'm just so stoked right now. I am in the studio with the legendary Dirty Rats crew. I'm telling y'all, this is crazy right now. This is going to be a crazy episode. I'm going to go around the table right now because we got a table of nothing but legends. Let's go first. We got Cal.
What up?
Yes. We got Damien.
Yo, yo.
D's in the house. Got GMG in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got Aaron in the house.
What's up?
What's up? It's Sonny Wong.
Yo, what's poppin'? Thanks for having us, man.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for your time this evening. I really appreciate you guys and all the artists that have taken the time to come and do this so far. You know, like, I'm just trying to show respect to what you guys have done for the community, you know, over the years. It's really beautiful, I think, the culture that you guys have laid down for the community. And I feel that it needs to be archived in something like this, so that way when kids come from out of the area to school to this Cal Poly Humboldt thing, you know, they're going to be able to find out where the Dirty Rats, you know, how they came up and what you guys have done over the years to support the culture and all you guys' successes. It's just so astonishing to have a cool crew like you guys come together and stay together. And, you know, to this day, we're here right now. You guys are still doing music. It's still, you know, as strong as ever. So
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. And shout out our missing member right now, Mr. Ocean, out in Reading. Big ups to Mr. Ocean.
I told him I would FaceTime.
He's lounging by the pool right now.
Is that cool if I do that? FaceTime him?
I don't know.
And put him off to the side?
Hey, but for real, we want to thank you for having a platform like this, because a lot of us groups that have been doing this for a long time, we never had nothing like that.
Yeah,
It
dog.
was just selling CDs out the backpack and trying to get a show wherever we could get a show, and that was basically all you got. So thank you.
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm proud to be able to rep for you guys. You know, I'm definitely appreciative of the opportunity to do this. So I think that this is something that it's been a long time coming. I was just talking with Cal about that. This is, you know, something that should have happened a long time ago. But, you know, I feel like a lot of the artists in the community, you guys are busy making music. You guys are busy doing other things, you know. And I'm, you know, glad to come and support on this level and continue to support. That's something else I told all the other artists that have come on so far, is that this is just one episode, but you guys have done a lot. And so I'm definitely trying to get you guys on for more episodes in the future. You know what I mean? I think that's
Hell yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a whole on Wong.
Yeah, shit. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Big time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we only got about 25 years to cover here, don't we?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say 20 members to cover.
Yeah, we could go down that road too. There's a lot of former Dirty Rat crew members that aren't here, but
Yeah.
you know,
There's a lot of history.
yeah.
With a lot of the guys you know, the people that you've interviewed, a lot of people have been around for a long time, and yeah, I can see, you know, years of this podcast going on and still getting new stories.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Because you guys are still going strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, we got some new stuff in the works too, right? A lot of new music coming out.
Yeah,
So.
I'm always
That's
building.
what's up. I love it. 2022 is about to pop once you guys get some stuff out there. That's what's up.
Thank you, dude.
So, if we can, maybe let's try to go back and get into like the roots of, and that's one of the cool things too about podcasts, right? Is I'm going to chop this up. I'm going to cut out, you know, little pieces here and there, so don't trip.
Yes.
You know,
We're not on the radio.
That shit always sounds stupid. I know I sound stupid, so it's like.
and I'm going to be a little loud because this mic is the wackest mic. So don't think I'm trying to be like loud over you guys.
I feel better now.
But I would love to get like into the history of like how you guys kind of started and like how you guys formed up, because you know one of the first interviews I did was with Swizlo, and what he did was he had this cross section of like a almanac from Humboldt history,
Yeah, it's
and it's
amazing.
got y'all
Oh, right.
in there.
Right. I remember
Yeah.
I
seeing,
know
I
that's
remember
a
seeing
trip
some
when I
of that.
seen that, dude. I
Yeah.
can't believe that.
Yeah, someone put in some real work
That's
on
really
that.
cool.
And I'm like, man,
That's really
and it's
cool.
thorough.
I feel blessed to be in such a book.
Shout out
to be
Swizz
honest
and
with
all.
you.
Yeah,
Because that's crazy. I didn't know anything about it until they showed it to us.
I think the first rapper I ever heard about from Humboldt was Manifest.
I think he was.
Manifest. But I think at the same time, I don't know, we probably were recording, but I
Humboldt
think you
Freestyle
were
Kings?
recording. Oh, Freestyle Kings. Yeah.
I remember
they were
being
like,
at, go ahead.
there was some people that came out like, you know, who knows what was going on, like at the same time you're at your own house, you know, but we were recording like 4-track. I remember we'd be smoking, and you and Franco would be recording, making beats on 4 tracks.
Well, yeah, I mean, you, Franco. So I think I moved to Humboldt and had some hip hop scene, the previous like graffiti hip hop DJ circles, and had bought a 4-track, and was buying like singles that had instrumentals, like old, you know, whatever, you know, if it was a single, it had an instrumental on it, and would load that in, and Kush, Franco, and a couple of the early kids that were around. I was at the time dating and then married Kush's older sister. So these guys were young cats coming around.
We were probably like, what,
You were in
15,
high school,
16
yeah.
or something. So we come around, we'd make him buy us beer,
Yeah.
smoke all his weed.
And at the same time, GMG was working at the gym down the street. I remember going in there and he had a manual for an MPC.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, bro, what, you make beats? And him, Damien, and Mr. Ocean had another scene going in Fortuna at the same time. So we just all came together at that point and started making tracks together.
Nice.
So that was, and Cal met Kush at college, right? UC Santa Barbara?
Yeah, that was some years later though. You know, I was late to the party. You know, but
Not too late.
yeah,
It's just
Yeah,
crazy. You
right.
guys had to go to Santa Barbara to meet when you're. both
That's a
from
whole other
Humboldt.
story. Yeah, that was, random shit. You know, but
That'll be another podcast episode.
But don't let this guy fool you. This is the godfather of the Dirty Rats. This is the one that kind of brought everybody to the table and brought everybody together.
Let me speak real fast. I remember being at the gym, Hellsport in Fortuna, and then someone knowing I made beats, and someone knew Wong because he rapped, and then said we should hook up, and then we hooked up, and they were like said they were already Dirty Rats, pretty much already, right?
Were we Dirty Rats before that?
Kinda.
I think it was like Trophy Game or something for
Yeah.
a minute, but I don't know if that was really like a name. I don't think we really knew
I don't think
what
we
the-
had it. We didn't officially have a crew at the time. We were just making as many 4-track raps as we could make, you know. And
You know what? I just recently I found like all those tapes.
Oh, you did?
I haven't even listened to them because
don't have a tape
I
player?
just haven't.
Do we need to
dove into it, but
define
I've got like a stack
4-track
of like
and
20
tapes
tapes.
for folks?
Not for me, but you know what? I think there's gonna be a lot of kids listening to this that are not gonna actually know what a 4-track was.
4-track was you got 4 tracks to so you put your beat in, and then you had
And it's a cassette.
It's a cassette, yeah. And then
3 tracks after that.
you can go back. You could go back and forth. As far as I remember, it's hard to remember. It's a long
Yeah.
time ago.
You could push beats. I mean, push tracks together. So you have a beat, and then you have 3 blank tracks.
Yeah.
Then you record a rap, record your overdubs, push all those onto the empty track. Then you have 3 more tracks. You'd start losing quality, but you could start stacking them up pretty thick.
and the quality just went down.
Yeah, you know.
down and down.
You're playing this in, on tape players. That's what we had at the time.
I had bought this Roland keyboard that you can make beats on, that blue one, right?
Yeah.
When I first met you, and I had the MPC, and we were just starting to make. Mr. Ocean's with us, by the way, everybody. Mr.
Oh, what's up,
Ocean.
Mr. Ocean?
All right. So I was lucky he would rap on my beats because they were the beginnings, you know, just like and Wong. Everybody here rapped on the beginnings, but yeah, that's how it started with that, the MPC, and then
And what do you think that was like 97, 98? Somewhere in there?
actually I think it was 2003ish.
Really?
Yes,
No way.
yes, because I was
already
no.
already-
Well, no, you guys had already been making stuff.
It's
I know
been so
this.
long we don't
Remember, I was living at Sienna's house.
Yeah.
Remember over there, and I just got that keyboard, and then I moved down to the other spot, and you were my roommate, and then I started dating. He was
like,
young, dude. He was in
I get
college.
it.
This fool's in Santa Barbara, and this fool's in Santa Barbara.
But he was rapping before even.
I know, but I'm saying when I got together with you guys, right
yeah.
when it first
Okay.
started.
I'll
know
give
what
you
I'm saying?
2000.
So we have like a
2001.
we have like a
2001.
plus minus error of like 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's not like,
But honestly, everybody's been making music, whether it was on their own or side hustles, whatever, for
long ass time.
exactly. I know I was rapping over the same thing, just taking those. I would buy those singles because I liked the beat, not the song, and I knew that the instrumental was on the other side, so I'd use that, and then I'd just sit there and rap on my little Radio Shack mic and fucking have my own little party.
There we go.
It's got to start somewhere.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Ocean? Man, thanks for joining us, man.
Put him right up.
Yeah,
on the
turn
mic.
turn your speaker all the way up on that
Okay,
thing.
sorry, my bad.
Yeah, put him right up.
Hey, microphone check. Yeah, dude.
Nice. You're right on time, man. Where are you joining us from, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in Reading.
Okay.
Yep.
Not that far away.
He's in Osmo right now.
Aaron, hook me up, bro.
When you guys all started to come together as the first kind of main unit of the Dirty Rats, it was everybody here.
Yeah.
It's everybody here. And
I
there's
think
a
so.
few people that aren't here.
Franco and Willie, I gotta.
And Karina.
And Karina. And Sour
Sour
Sauce.
Sauce.
And
Califax.
The
Julian.
list just goes on. Now.
Yeah, it was a pretty massive crew. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
time.
Especially from coming from Fortuna and some from Ferndale and some from Eureka. It was big. You know, it was
Well,
awesome.
I wasn't even involved at that. I mean, you guys were already as kind of, I don't know, you were kind of established before I even knew. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Kinda, a little bit. Not too
definitely,
much. It was all in the
I don't know if
same
you had
area.
how many shows you guys had done, but you had done
Lot of
definitely
small
recorded
ones.
some stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we had like 11 people up on stage opening for Digital Underground, and we were all in fucking yellow dirty rats.
That was
Yeah.
That's the story.
Yeah.
And then afterwards they had the after party, which was at Tip Top Club,
That's on the.
and they rented a limo. Digital Underground rented a limo in the back because you couldn't drink in the club, so they would drink in the limo. They had all the chicks.
Yeah.
And you, motherfucking Wong, made laminates that were fake VIP laminates. I did just roll around in there like we just did anything we wanted in there.
Shit, that trick has worked every time.
So awesome. We look stupid. We definitely look dumb with the yellow shirts, though. All of us. Probably.
That was
I
that was
still-
good. Though.
I still
remember
have
them tripping
mine.
out. They're like, "Yo, what is up? All you guys got?"
Hey, you guys know this?
What?
Hey, G.
What?
Hey, we were all waiting outside, and Money B comes up, and he's like, "Damn, there's a lot of you motherfuckers."
I do remember that.
He did. I remember that shit. That shit was classic.
Dude, what did we do? One song?
At Club West. Wasn't it Club West at the time?
Club
It was,
West.
yeah.
Right.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Club West.
You know, we're talking about
like
Indigo or
three.
whatever.
Oh,
It's-
yeah. 3 or
I know you've
4.
been here a while.
It's
I
like
know
nothing
one was
now,
the
you know.
experiment.
Then
That
it was-
shit was like 7 minutes long.
I do not even remember.
What a.
You were there.
I know I was there, but I just don't remember.
I think we were all there, but not there.
Yeah.
I don't remember rapping.
That's because your verse was like 2 bars.
Probably. Or I wasn't on it or something.
Well, to fit that many people on one track.
Oh, God.
That's crazy. Man. With Digital Underground. that
Seriously,
was-
Yeah.
dude. It was cool. Like, we were stoked.
Yeah, I mean, over the years for Humboldt, man, we got to open for a lot of cool people. I couldn't even remember them all, but I think that it's like,
Bro,
I
too
can
short.
remember-
Too short.
Couple times.
Too short. In Denny's.
Too
dude.
Short,
We're in
technically,
Denny's.
Too Short.
We're in Denny's,
Technically,
right?
Too
And
Short
we're
was
even-
in Crescent City. You know, that was a.
Can
that was
someone
a fun
tell
show.
a Too Short and Denny's story? I don't have to tell it. Can you really tell it? Do you want to tell it real fast?
I mean, I wasn't like.
I don't remember
you
what
know,
the story
big
was. You
deal.
tell it.
Okay,
You know the story.
Remember,
The
we were sitting.
Denny's?
We were in. We were in.
No, it's
no.
in Crescent City. Crescent City.
Oh, Crescent City Denny's. Okay.
This is no joke, right? I'm not. I
Delmore
swear,
County
this sounds like I
Fairgrounds,
made this up, but this is really what happened. We went to Denny's afterwards, and we're at a table. I think it's you, me, Franco, Kush, and there was another group of dudes next to us. I don't know who they were. And Too Short came in with a bodyguard to get his food, to get takeout.
To pick up, yeah.
And when he walked in, the place was packed. The two dudes next to us went like, "Too Short, fuck Too Short," or some shit like that.
Because
And Franco was appalled. Who was
they were-
next to
those guys were
and
angry,
looked at
though.
them and was like, who the fuck do you like?" And you know what they said back to us?
What?
They said the Dirty Rats. We were like, what the fuck?
You know why?
And they didn't know
we
that was
fucking
us
killed that
supposed
shit.
to.
That's why.
That's right.
And I
No.
couldn't believe that.
But you know what? Because Too Short
sounds like I
showed
made that
up.
up.
Because Too Short showed up hella fucking late to the show. So the whole crowd was
like
just
4 or 5 hours.
was just amped up, ready to go. It was a fucking.
Late
It was at the
Short.
Delnor County Fairgrounds. The place was packed. I mean, it was a huge. If you ever been there, it's huge room, and Black Sea from RBL Posse went on before us, and no, not before us. Sorry, we went on before him. But we killed it, and then he did his thing, killed it or whatever, and then Too Short just took forever to come on. Still, people were just waiting around, like people
Getting
started
mad.
leaving and shit. They were getting
Hostile.
pissed. They're like, want their money back or whatever. Not talking shit on Too Short, bro, but whatever.
Bro, I'll tell you what though.
Love you, Too
So
Short.
that's why these guys, when he finally came on, he did his thing or whatever, and then
Dude, he did his thing.
but by then it was like late night. A lot of people probably left, but then we saw him at Denny's, and then so these drunk assholes were pissed that he showed up hella late or whatever. But Dirty Rat killed that shit. That was one of my favorite shows, man. I mean, damn.
I will say about Too Short though, he did that show by himself, no hype man, no nothing. Crowd pissed off,
No
and
overdubs,
killed
nothing,
it,
just
bro. Like you
fucking
heard every word,
For sure.
and the crowd was just fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, Too Short
I was
is clean. His
Yeah,
life- his
super
mindset's
clean.
super clean.
Too Short.
And who else is gonna go up to Crescent City and rock a show at the Del Norte County Fairgrounds?
He's picking up some dang.
I would like to add. I will add one more monumental thing with the Too Short in Humboldt, just because I know whether you're talking to Swizzler or anybody, they remember this. Too Short a long time ago when I was in high school at the Mateel was supposed to do a show, right? Oh my gosh, dude. Do you remember this, Ocean? When Too Short was supposed to do that at Mateel, and he was like, he had called us while the crowd was there in the Mateel at 10 at night and said they just left Oakland. Do you remember that shit?
That was the show. It was the phone call.
Can't even hear you.
All I hear is
Okay, well that shit happened, and he got there somehow miraculously at like 1:30 or something like that. But it was crazy in that place, packed, ceiling packed, the second level packed. People were getting mad, starting to push people and shit. And he came on and rocked it, right? Rocked it. When the show got over, I remember we ran out to the cars because riots started, coming out, like people fighting in the street, throwing rocks and shit. It was crazy.
That's called hyphy.
Dude, no, but this is, I remember I'm from
Free-IP.
Southern Humboldt, and Southern Humboldt remembers that shit. They remembers that Too Short show.
That's kind of a normal thing I've noticed in the Humboldt shows. Like
Do you remember that shit?
these guys show up a little late,
Yeah.
Me and you went to it.
They
Hey,
gotta make
see, I told you, I'm not fucking
Yeah.
lying. Thank you. All right, I'm done.
They got to make sure all their pounds are squared away before they fucking
People
get
remember
home
that
the rest
shit.
of the night.
Man. Wow. Around what time was that, the Too Short show?
So I think were we seniors or like a year or two out of high school?
Say 2007, maybe.
What?
Which
We were 20 years old, a couple years. So it was like 90.
That's right.
It's like
The earlier one.
94 or so.
Oh,
95.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah.
Dude, it was epic. It
Freshman.
was crazy, dude. There was definitely like some weird shit going on. You had lots of people there that in that area that weren't from there, and it just got kind of weird. But luckily,
As
we
things
made it
do.
alive.
Going down to the Mateel at that era was, that's a lot of people coming down and partying.
Epic shows there, bro.
Yeah.
Epic shows. Fuck.
Humboldt's evolved a lot since then.
Yeah, it's a different scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other Too Short show, 2007,
Something like that.
Crescent City. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Man, that's crazy. So, when you guys had a lot of people doing that show, you guys were saying you guys had like 11 heads at that show. Was that the Digital Underground show you guys were talking about, right? So like around that era, after that, did you guys pull some new people on and lost some people, or
Both. Lost some people and some new people came on.
Yeah.
Life happens.
Yeah. People move out, go to school. People move to Humboldt, and, there's not that many hip hop heads at the time. And if you, connected with someone, it was easy to bring them in and be like, all right, you want to be in the crew? Let's come record, and that's how that went.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely
I
some
would-
come and goers.
I'd like to raise one point before we move on, or whatever we're gonna do. How did we end up getting that show, the Digital Underground show?
Let's not talk about it.
Were you?
Oh yeah.
What do you mean? Weren't you like? Didn't you runner up with like the
Oh, the
Humble
Nerd
Idol or something?
Some
You have in the
stupid
room a second runner-up or first runner-up, Humble Idol.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
That might be the only
Congratulations.
year that ever happened.
I was there in the
Is that
I
what
was
it was
there in the
called?
crowd with
It was
you.
called the
for
Well,
it.
that's how we got.
He got
the show
placed. Like,
first
would you submit songs for that, or did you have to do some auditions?
You had to
One time
submit
it
a
was like-
song, and
Wasn't
then
like
one
one
song
ton the
was
guy that was in charge of it? maybe?
2 solo songs that I did over
Which were?
some GMG beats. What the fuck? There was
Was
one that
For
was
Money Man.
completely
Darkness.
political.
Darkness.
It was some angry political shit. Like,
Well, that's probably not.
So let's get to the
that's
part
probably
with the
not reason
girl.
they-
Let's get to the part. Let's
I
get to
don't
the
know
part.
what the other song
We
was.
can edit it out. Oh yeah. Anyways, that's
Anyways,
why we
yeah.
got at that show in the first place because he had won this.
There was 2
competition.
songs that they gave me. I was one of the 4 people in the finals, and then when they did this other show with Digital Underground, they let us do a set. Well, instead of me doing my set,
You're like, round them up.
Oh yeah.
I just brought everybody with me.
Oh, that's
I was
what's
like,
up.
we'll do less songs. There's more people.
Less songs,
I can
we'll do
say
one
how
song.
many people, but
Yeah.
so like it don't make no sense. Like even if you're doing your solo stuff, you're just trying to put your crew on the map. Like, and that's what it was all about. Like there wasn't too many opportunities to do shows. So
That's a big stepping stone, though, for the crew in general. Though, I mean, to start, to get a show like that. To
I'm
open
glad
for
you brought
somebody
that
big,
up.
You know what I mean? Because we went on to open for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So that was the first one, really.
Yeah, I had to say,
Guru.
we opened for Guru, and I had to say he was probably like, for personally, I remember the only time we're all huddled around, we're just talking. He was the only one who came
out.
up to us. He was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, what's up, guys?"
Totally.
You know what I mean? He was like, "Cool." And then it's
Yeah.
crazy. Later, like a year or something later after that, then he passed away, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay." I mean, it's hard to say like how he was feeling at the moment, but he was like the nicest dude. As far as I remember, him and Pep Love were the only ones I remember ever coming up to us to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
what's up. A lot of times because I'm kind of shyer sometimes, I'll be like, just kind of watch people. But the dudes that come up, they're like, "Damn,
Red Man said we
what's up?"
couldn't-
He came outside the club and like came up to us, right? And we're like,
I remember it was just
Whatever.
inside. Yeah, he was
Whatever,
just-
yeah.
I don't know, just the small
Redman said
small
we couldn't even
things.
come up to the place. He was like at the stairs. He had to be all gay.
No, I went in there and said, "What's up, with Red Man?" Yeah. He was cool.
Last time we ever showed Casual, he was super cool.
Casual, so
Casual's
fucking dope.
dope.
Yeah, I feel like I was like starstruck when I see Casual. I'm like,
Right.
"What's up, Casual?" He's like, "Yo,
Yeah, that was dope.
Casual, so dope."
That's crazy. Man, that was like, there was this run of like a lot of like really top level artists that came through Humble, that
Yes.
played to the Teal. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And Red Fox.
And in Eureka,
Red
yeah.
Fox for
there
sure.
there was a lot more spots.
Master Ace show.
It was HSU.
Red Fox, F-Ace.
Mazzotti's that was doing
Mazzotti's,
shows. There was Jambalaya was still doing shows, and then you had Red Fox Tavern, which has gone by a bunch of different names.
Well, what
but
about,
it's always been a place.
Something humble.
What about Gil's old spot?
Live and Humble.
Oh, Nocturnal.
Nocturnal.
Who did we open Camp Low at? Didn't we open for
Camp
Camp
Low.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
This dude opened
That's
for
what I'm
Big
saying.
Boy.
That was-
Hey, Jason,
big boy.
What?
Yeah.
What?
remember me that did a show in Redway?
Yeah, many. Which one?
There was just
Specifics.
I can't remember what it
What? Damn it.
You might just want to like
You just
have him
balk.
on speaker.
You're balking.
Red boy.
I know we did many of them, but I don't know which one.
The epic show in Redway.
Well, Matilda's in Redwood.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
No,
It's
but
hard to
some of the
remember
funnest shows we've done haven't even been like those ones.
Bro, the weirdest one I think
Just
everybody
the
here
hole in
could
the wall
say was when we
bars.
did that reggae
Oh,
and reason
God.
one or something. It was a
Jesus.
daytime one that was Do you remember this? It was
Switching gears,
crazy,
we're switching
bro.
We're switching gears from some of the best shows to
It's dark. It was okay. All right. It was just weird, man.
I literally said on the mic,
spectrum.
nobody's
We've done them
listening. And someone way in the back said, I am.
And they made us get off the
That's some Monty
stage.
Python shit
They
right
made
there.
us just leave.
The stage, it was a cut in half, like
Yeah, it was-
mobile home.
Oh man, it was all.
It was a manufactured home that they cut the back off of, and
Was it Klamath
was like
or somewhere?
a
Was it
patio.
Where was
I don't even remember this.
Remember we rolled
Klamath.
out there and it was just crazy. And that
It was
one
with
tall
Matt
guy was
Cypher.
all-
Matt Cypher said that.
He was like up for days. He looked like he was up for days. The guy.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyway, sorry.
Oh man.
But sometimes the worst shows are the best stories.
Totally.
yeah.
That's true.
Some of the most memorable ones. But
That's so cool. I love how, in Humboldt, like you guys were just talking about, there have been the different venues that have, like Swizzle, Red Fox stayed around for a long time.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
That was
And,
awesome.
Yeah, like it had like a lot of, good acts come through. And that was, I feel like that was an era after the Mateel had that same thing going on, right? It was, like the next era of it. And it's just so interesting to see how those venues have changed. But, solid artists like you guys, they're still going to be asking you guys to come out and do shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
We wanted these shows. It's just
You know.
sometimes it's just we're so busy, but then we do get opportunities sometimes. But then sometimes they're last minute or something.
Well, and it's hard to tell because 2 years out of fucking COVID, that's really kind of slowed the momentum.
Yeah.
Of shows.
For everybody, probably. I mean,
So, yeah.
even the big dogs, probably.
Just trying to get the training wheels off again and see what's up again.
That's
We,
right.
we
But-
did the jam not too long ago though.
Yeah.
What show we did with the True
Slap Frost.
Slap Frost? That was
Slap
that
Frost
was
tour
dope.
usually
That
hits
was
us
fun.
up.
That was
Yeah.
dope. That was dope.
But
True Justice and
Vocab slick.
Vocab Slick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Z-Man, did you check? When I sent you that, Bings, he's on that album with the Z-Man.
Oh, nice.
He's nice, dude. Did you know about Z-Man? Okay, well, that's another thing.
Yeah,
but
he's
he's
a Bay
nice.
Area rapper that would
Yeah.
come up and give us love a lot. And he was, real vocal.
There's an
That's dope.
FCKU album I gave you in there, and at
Yeah,
the
he's
end
on
of the
Dust
album,
Bowl.
he's
Dust
on
Bowl.
it, right? At the end of the album, you should check that track out. It's nice.
That might have been like our
That's dope.
first big feature. I felt was like
It was
we
our
got
first
this
big
rapper,
feature.
yo. Like someone from out the area.
You know, it's so funny because we came to his house, which was a studio. Chris's house was like one of the studios, probably the most had the longest run easily, made most of the albums easily. And
Wasn't that a Karina connection?
yeah, it was Karina. So the girl
Shout
was in
out
our-
to La Karina.
Yeah, she was, did a lot of the vocals for us as far as a female voice, and she was friends with him, and he was like an artist as well, and I think you knew him too, kind of as Sonny Wong.
I met him through her.
But he came over to Cush's house, and we all got high and ate pizza, whatever, and he was stoked. But it's funny, we made that song. I had a beat in my MPC, just something, skeleton or whatever, and we were going through some, and he found one he liked, and Kush was there to track it out through the Pro Tools.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
he wrote a chorus in there real quick. He was funny though, because it almost sounded like he was clowning us for a second in there, calling us barn burners or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it still was such a good song, dude.
he's always showed us love though.
It's
Every
fun.
time he came
Yeah, dude,
through
Z-Man's
or
a
whatever,
man,
we
dude.
ended up doing opening for him or whatever.
Dude, Z-Man is
he's
the-
hell on point too. Like his live show.
I feel like
he's
Wiz
fucking
Khalifa
dope.
took
Like,
Z-Man's
you know,
style, bro.
Yeah,
hella
I can see
funny
that.
too. Like as
You know
far
what I
as
mean?
lyrics go, you know what I mean? Like it's like
Z-Man-
Super
hella
animated
entertaining,
guy.
man, dude.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sure.
check Z-Man out.
I'm definitely looking forward to that one for sure.
Yeah, Z-Man's, he's super ill.
Yeah.
If you let all his solo albums are good.
Yep.
Garth come through his studio once. That was
Couple
that
times.
was maybe a couple times. That was nice,
Highway.
Highway came through
Highway
his
kicked you
studio.
out.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
dope.
Highway's
One of our first shows was with Highway at CR. When
Yep.
he was part
That
of
was a long
three-man
time ago.
crew.
That's what I was gonna say. I remember when you talked about the beginning of Humboldt of hip hop. Speaking of that,
Go around forever, bro.
I remember being at CR, going there, just trying to find something to do in life, and I remember just getting that keyboard and not being in the Dirty Rats or nothing. I remember this dude going around with a potluck, fucking flyer to everybody. And I was like, fuck. Look at these guys, dude. They're fucking killing it right now. Heard the Humboldt County High shit or whatever. I was like, fuck.
I remember going over to
Shit, we had to
Potluck
play that
Studio.
stuff on the air.
I know.
recording some shit over there.
I was like,
and they had like fucking 6 TVs set up in the living room, and they were keeping fantasy football stats by the book before fantasy football shit was even like a real thing. Like they were keeping shit. Every game they could get was on TV at the same time, and they had books of like binders of keeping stats.
Oh, they were
I was like, damn. And now I look back on this, like, those guys were fucking like they were in it from the beginning, dude.
They need to be like, you know, like executives at DraftKings now.
Dude, yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we've been around
Shout out to
for a while.
Potluck.
Yeah, because that pushed.
sure.
It was me as a producer, and then I was with hooked up with these guys in Franco. You know, Franco was definitely a piece because it was through Sonny Wong, but he was in Dirty Rats, and then you know we had a connection, and I made probably his first 3 albums with all the beats on it. You know, with him helping out and shit.
Yeah. Dope ass beats.
You know,
dope
and
ass
everybody was
albums.
on it too. But man, just the times we spent at Tui Bong La Kong Studio in Fortuna,
Good times.
just in this little box.
Yeah,
little
that
box
studio in the back of his
studio.
garage. It was pretty advanced for the
Sweatbox.
time.
Yeah.
Sweatbox for sure.
Yeah.
It sounded good. The recordings.
We did the
That's
Emerald
always-
Triangle.
always sounded good
Emerald
out there.
Triangle with you guys when
Yep.
we were coming from Santa Barbara.
We'd sit in there for a whole day. And that's when we just listened to the beat, all day long. And
So
just
they're
write our
writing
verses,
raps?
you know, and just
Yeah.
write the verse. And
Ocean, me and him is what started in that studio, right? This is before Kush's studio. This is kind of before, and we would make beats for till hours. Ocean would be falling asleep and shit after he'd been written, but then finally we would record it by 2 or 3 in the morning. We'd be in his car, or whatever, just driving somewhere, listening to that shit over and over. And that would
6
be
o'clock.
that's what got me hooked, bro. And then.
That was always fun to get done, bounce a CD out, and go sit in the car. And
Remember
bump
when
that.
Wong was in the back of the truck? He just like the first couple of times we had gotten together with Wong. He collabing with Wong before we were even a group together.
Passed
And
out
he,
in the back of the truck?
Dude, you sized Wong up when you first met him. You were just like, what is he gonna do? Like, I don't know. No offense. You're just like, what's he gonna do? I don't know. What's he gonna do? Right? He kills his
Wild
verse.
card.
He'd been drinking the whole time. Drinking
Wild card Wong.
5 times more than anybody in there. And still a dope verse. But when that verse was done recorded, he was
have to
laying in the
re-record
back of one of our trucks.
Yeah, Sonny Wong, dopest rapper in Humboldt ever.
Remember, he's laying in the back of the truck.
Mic drop.
Well,
I'm serious.
I appreciate that. I don't agree with it, but I appreciate it.
Drunken monk,
That was
dude,
awesome. Dope
straight
rappers.
our drunken monk.
I definitely did a lot of drunken monk rapping.
Yeah.
Cheers to the drunken
no matter
monk.
if you got to re-record a verse every once
Pretty
in a
sure
while.
we've all had our drunken monk, white whale, fucking Cookie
No.
Monster moments. It's
Oh,
just
God.
been.
Yeah, the time you barfed at
It's
Casper.
fun.
No,
Can't bring this guy to a podcast, dude. What's up?
Cal, remember? Cal just turned the pillow around.
bro.
He just turned the pillow around. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Take the beer away from Gabe.
Yeah, dude. Can't get some
what
water.
you're talking about. Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
I think you drank a bit.
Drink a fifth. I plead the fifth. Oh my god. Anyways,
It's been a fun ride.
Let's see. So, pre-pandemic, you guys were, steady dropping music. Kush and Callus, you guys were dropping music, and you guys are going to be dropping something else soon, unless I'm wrong.
definitely.
You're right. Yeah, well, the cool thing about modern day technologies, you don't have to be around each other, so we just like pass songs back and forth,
Yeah, because the last
So-
thing we want to do is be around each other.
Well, we can't even. It sucks. This is like a.
You got young ass kids and shit. You can't do anything. You know what I mean?
I can't even can't escape. This is a rare occasion right now.
But yeah, we are. We got an album in the works.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got what like
What's
how
the
many
name of
tracks?
it?
What is the name of it?
84
Oh yeah, 84 till infinity.
84
I already forgot.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
84 till infinity.
Well,
Yeah,
shout out to Souls of Mischief on that one.
yeah.
93 to infinity, but a little different spin on it. With some dope ass Wong artwork. Yeah, we got a lot of.
GMG beats.
And we just keep making tracks. That's almost so we'll see how.
Yeah.
it's
It's gonna be a double disc.
Yeah,
Comes out.
it might be a double disc. We'll see.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got a crew album too. I mean, it's not stopped. And like Kush was saying, is the good thing about nowadays, and even though we all have kids and families and careers, we still can, record, email, or have a Dropbox or a Google Drive and keep building, which almost makes it go easier than trying to be like, oh, you available Friday? No, I'm not available Friday. It's hard to get us all together at the same time.
No more sweat box. We could get away from that.
Those are the
Sitting
good
all in
old
the same
days,
room for a
Those were
day.
fun.
Those are fun.
It sounds
those
pretty
are good old
uniform.
days, but-
It sounds pretty uniform too. As long as someone's mixing it all down and they all run through all the same thing, it's like. I mean, you might be able to tell a little bit. That might be a little bit different.
There's like
compressor
natural
comes through,
reverb in the room.
Yeah.
You
then
can tell a little.
sometimes you can
difference
tell
maybe, but
too much, but
sometimes you can.
It's all
handle
good.
that on the
underground.
For the most part,
You can't tell that he's the one that mixes stuff, can you?
Cal's,
Cal.
Well, I
Cal's
think
dope at mixing.
these guys
Cal's
are
a dope mixer.
the main
And
mixers.
Kush.
Cal's good at mixing.
Kush mixes well too. Yeah, these two guys.
Got
We're
your
about half and
plugins.
half. We're about half and half right now. I'm trying to take.
I'm trying to learn. I'm going to download some new plugins.
Aaron's always asking me for advice.
Yeah, take a picture. What do you
Send
do
him a
there?
picture of my setup. Oh,
Hell yeah.
gotta learn whatever betters the whole thing. You know. What I mean?
That's right. I think that's a crucial part. You guys all know, but that mixing is such a crucial part of the signal chain. You know what I mean? It
Definitely.
really is,
Seriously.
Oh, man.
Just me personally, I couldn't I was making beats and I wouldn't even have anybody listen to them until I could get mixing just to a point where they're presentable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're a perfectionist. That's good,
Yeah.
but that's the way to be. That's the best way to be. Sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, I'll just throw this shit out there. But yeah, if you could have something that, as long as if you can get to a certain level, I don't know. Personally, I'm kind of like that too. I hate it when you're just like, God, it just doesn't sound like right. But sometimes it'll just sound good right off the bat. But yeah, sometimes it needs a little work.
Yep. And then there's always the plugins like Ozone,
Man.
Isotope, you know what I mean?
Sturdy Rats hadn't even gotten ozone yet. I'll be honest with you.
You guys got this good.
I know. We don't even use it. Come on.
Oh
Chris.
no, we could definitely use it. I mean,
Cal, what the hell?
What I don't even know what ozone is.
See, they don't even know what it is.
I don't either.
You're in
Yep.
trouble.
I bought the whole Waves
No, they're not joking.
plug-in
They
bundle.
don't
I think the
have a
Diamond
fucking idea.
bundle.
I can't
whispered
I
it
can't
right
afford
over
it.
You know what I
the
mean? But yeah, there's definitely a lot of room to learn, and I just
A lot of learning curve.
I don't have all the time, so it's like, I would like to, I always feel like you can make it more warm, you know what I mean? Like trying to increase that warmth but not, I'm trying not to worry about the loudness too much, because I did read one time, it was like, don't try to win the fucking loudness award or what, the loudness wars, you know what I mean? Like, you're not trying to get your shit to like necessarily be the loudest, but when you pop in the play or whatever you do nowadays, it's like you still just want it to be mixed right, you know what I mean? But not necessarily it's got to be more banging than the one that came before it. But as long as that's what the volume knob is for, turn it up and get it to the right level or whatever, and that's as long as it sounds good, you know what I mean?
Mixing's so tough.
Yeah, and I'm a total amateur at it, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm not
Loudness
even
wins,
trying
Cal.
to claim that I'm like
Loudness wins, Cal.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like loudness.
I disagree, but whatever.
Well, at the same time, some of my favorite hip hop era was I was getting mixtapes on cassettes, listening to them in a Walkman, and the quality sometimes didn't matter as much. I was just like, oh man, this song is killing it.
Yeah,
So there's a balance.
definitely.
Yeah.
As long as that beat and that flow work together, you can have that gritty and still enjoy it. Just, I know where you're coming from. Sometimes when it hits your ear and it's just like the hi-hat's too high or the drums aren't popping enough, you don't want to be like, hey, check this out. It's not finished yet.
You wanna
because
put your-
sometimes those people are like, yeah, okay, hit me up when it's finished.
Right.
I would say-
you never hear from them again.
I would say in the last few years though, like the way things have changed, like you hear a lot of hip hop that comes out. It's not like when I came up, when I was like my formative years, it was like bass. Like we like that
Dude,
low
when
end. You know what I mean?
Wanksta came out,
And still
remember
like
the
the
Wanksta 50
vocals
Cent
got
shit?
through, but the low
Dude, that
end
beat was
to be
all over
banging.
the
You know what I
place.
mean?
It was dope.
And now you hear a lot of stuff that's just like the low end isn't really there. And it's just like they might not even put any drums over. It
There's
might
not
just
even
be
drums.
it
That's
might
the
just be a
news.
sample
That's the
looped or
news.
whatever,
Yep.
and just get that grimy sound, which I love. I love that too. I mean, I think it just goes, whatever you feeling at the time or whatever. So
Yeah.
Different waves.
right? I
Need to
know
make more shit, new shit.
Like some of your favorite hip hop is like kind of like that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff I listen to is less drums, more loops, more based on the rap, But it also just has to do with the rappers I like right now.
So Rocky Marciano.
But that's good
I
for
like-
lyrics
yeah,
too, though.
Rocky
I mean,
Marciano, it's good for
that
you.
almost accentuates the lyrics more.
Yeah,
you know,
you-
if you're into rap and lyrics, then you're hearing the lyrics more. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like, which I like. is
Well,
where
yeah,
all
I mean,
the-
and a loop could have just as much of a vibe as anything to me.
Totally.
It's like a movie score. So
Yep. Yeah, there's a producer I really like. He's kind of coming up right now, Nicholas Craven.
love his.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
know Nick Craven? Yeah.
Yeah, with Stove God Cooks. Oh man, that's Stove God's like my favorite right now. I don't know why. He's just like I always just like the little bit of the shitty rap singing, but like not shitty. But he just sounds fucking so. He's just dope. I really like that guy.
Yeah.
too.
He's so good.
And he's killing every feature the last like 2 years.
Oh yeah, dude. God,
That guy-
he's so good.
I heard that it took him like 10 years to come out with Reasonable Drought.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how old the dude is, but I think there was a lot of time he was coming up like he was like under Busta or something like, and then he finally came out with that album. Man, I heard about that album only like 6 months ago, and I finally listened. I was like, damn, I just was like, damn, it's just so good.
Yeah, he's dope.
Well, and the beats on that album are
The
insane.
beats are so fucking good, and he's really good too. It's just really good.
Yeah. These guys turned me on to. I didn't know much about it, I have to say.
But not everybody likes the same thing.
Crazy
But
thing
I
is,
like it.
is just to give a little something on the early Dirty Rats. Is that when I came into it with these guys, I was listening to like Battle Cat and the West DJ Quick. Mr. Ocean was really on the West.
That's what's up.
Love so it just like I wasn't listening to any East Coast, nothing really, except for Mobb Deep. I definitely lots of Mobb Deep heavy, but. Long
Wu-Tang,
and them and
Biggie.
Kush and being on Franco and these guys, they started showing me the Dells and the Casuals and MF Doom and it's like, and then I was learning how to make beats at the same time, and so then it's funny because then I started going more towards that a little bit, but I don't know,
And it's a different vibe for sure.
different vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
AMG, the High C, fucking Second to None, fucking
Sugar
man.
free.
Sugar Free,
Above the law.
above the law, fucking good God,
That's my shit right there. Nah, I grew up on
Dog Pound, good. In New York, this the beats then were so fucking syrup, just And then of course I have to say if it was Outkast, when Outkast came out though,
Organized
that's when
Noise.
I remember being and seeing the MPC on the video of Bombs Over Baghdad. I didn't even know what MPC was,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, I gotta get that because
Whatever that is.
I was Outkast it's still to this day Outkast is my favorite of all time.
Southern playalistic.
Hootie hoo, just all that stuff. Oh man, and then that stemmed into UGK, and then I mean, just blessed. We are blessed, all of us in this room, of just the hip hop that we got to grow up into. Because man, there was some really good music.
I would like to
Scarface.
hip on, because you guys were into more West Coast stuff.
Definitely.
And I was way into like Ultramatic MCs, Cool Key.
Cool Keith, see, I'd never had listened to none of that.
So
shit.
that influenced my raps. My raps were like weirdo fucking raps.
Yes.
When I showed up.
Wong show up with weirdo raps, but it
know.
sounds so good on West Coast style beats though. Wong on a West Coast beat is so good
yeah.
too. It's just as good as on a dirty, one beat.
Well, man, yeah. So that was a good fusion at the time for all of us coming together, because there was a lot of influences for one crew. Like
For real.
See, for me, it was Tupac and Nas.
Yeah, you gotta give it.
Yo, Kings of
I
East,
like Biggie.
Kings of East Coast.
I wasn't really hating on either because of East or West. Like, it was just two of these guys can fucking rap. And then Nas came out after both of them. It was just kind of like, damn.
man, Illmatic is such a good album.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know.
And he's
about
still
that
doing it
until
today and
later
making
through that.
dope ass tracks.
Such a
Like,
good
the
album.
new album's dope.
Yep.
The
30
dude's still
years.
fucking dropping shit. He like 50 plus now?
I know.
It's got to be, because I'm almost 50, so
He makes us
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah.
Because it's always like it's a young guy. Some people think it's a young guy's thing, or like our parents, or even people our peers of our age think it's a young guy's thing. Oh, you rap, oh, you're making beats, but it's like what am I supposed to do? Are we supposed to start making like orchestra music now, or
Or
we
stop.
supposed to just
Yeah.
Creedence Clearwater revival groups? I mean, I like that.
Oh, we
shit.
can't do that because we don't play instruments.
Yeah,
Those are for musicians, real
True,
musicians.
that's true.
The short-term game is a young man's game. Longevity is an old man's game.
All right, that's a bumper sticker right there.
There you go.
Is that a Kid Rock?
Check the catalog.
Nah, I'm just saying. Like,
Have you
for
seen our
real.
catalog?
Youngsters are always like, "Oh, y'all too old," because they haven't been in it as long.
Right.
You know, that's
Even
funny.
when the young guys say that, like about Nas and some of the original cats, and say, "Oh, that dude's old," but Rakim and them motherfuckers can still get down way better than a lot of these young cats.
KRS-One just dropped the album this year. Just fucking
Yeah, not long ago.
Pretty fucking dope, man. I mean, there's not many people who could out rap
We
that
open
dude.
I would say a good
When
writer.
we open,
We
A
open
good
after-
fucking few.
We did open for him after Tag It.
Yeah, we did.
for sure, twice.
There's another one on the
Twice.
list.
Crazy.
At the
Another one on the
Mazzotti's
list.
one time. Epic. With Ink. Tell them-
Arcade Community Center.
Ink, the scene
yeah.
illustrator. You check this dude out. He's been a feature on many of our albums, and we met him. He's from San Jose,
Ink, the ill
and
scene
he's such
illustrator.
a good dude, man. There's Humanoids from the Deep is when I first met him. He came into Fortuna, rolled into a studio that I was working in. That was the same dude that owned the house that I said of a studio, the box that I said we wrapped in Fortuna. He then got kind of like a little commercial studio. And so we were recording in there at the time, but yeah, Ink.
Never
It was
heard of
just
that.
by
Leisure
chance.
Studios?
Ink stuff?
He moved
Shit,
into
you gotta get
Oceans
up, get on my
by
list.
chance.
I mean,
by-
There's a couple
as far
of
as like
albums.
lyric, I mean, he's got all the bases covered. I
You
mean,
put a couple Ink albums
lyrics,
together, didn't you?
voice,
The crazy
like,
thing
delivery,
is-
like he's dope.
That this is how it was meant to be to hook up with that dude. Is that dude when he moved into Fortuna, right? He's from San Jose. He ended up buying the house that Mr. Ocean right here on my phone grew up in, and I lived in with him.
That's a coincidence. That's
Yes.
dope. Damn, I didn't even know
So
that.
I go to his house to this day, and I'm
or
like,
is it destiny?
bro, we lived in this
Da-da-da.
house. My best friend, Mr. Ocean, this was his home when he grew up in. And just randomly, we've been making music with this dude. You know, it's crazy.
DWI.
It's not like he didn't know Mr. Ocean, like get the house through knowing him. It was just like that's just the way the universe.
Which was another killer project that we did was so they were the Humanoids from the Deep from San Jose, and we did a combined album called Dirty Humanoids between their crew and our crew.
Ooh, I gotta get.
And
that too.
man, that was like that was a good fun album.
That was a dope one.
Was I on that one?
Plus, after
Yeah,
a little
you must
while,
have
it's
been.
nice to just have
Recorded
the new
Willie's
blood
live.
instead of the same old dudes sitting
What
there
do we do
staring
that-
at each other rapping. And
We did a
talking
video.
about what we're rapping about.
Yeah, we did a video
it
at
on that
HSU.
one?
That was on.
Was that on
that was
album?
dirty work.
That was a fun video.
GMG dancing in a.
That was great. Yeah, we did a bootleg video at HSU dressed as janitors.
Yeah.
Took mops and everything and just walking around with the onesies, janitor suits on and
Just guerrilla style.
just guerrilla style.
Yeah, we didn't get arrested
Yeah,
or
no
anything.
permission.
Like it's so
People would come
impressive.
through, be in the hallway with the mop or in a classroom, like
Yeah, we got in the
acting like we're getting the
classroom.
garbages.
Franco was even.
I think we had to pick the locks and shit to get it. I don't know how that worked, but we
I
got
don't
it
know
there.
where did Franco find that apple that he takes a bite out of?
No, that's
Out of the
Willie.
garbage.
That was Willie.
That was Willie.
And he
Yeah,
brought it.
where-
He brought
okay.
it. He brought it. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
just
if
never
you
know.
look up Dirty Humanoids and God, what is the name of that track?
It's Dirty Jobs.
No,
It's not. No, it's not. It's
I don't
not.
know
It's
what it
art.
is.
Art something.
Art or something. Yeah.
Oh man, but there's a video on YouTube still.
I
It's
do have
worth
to put
watching.
aside, just side note to when we say Willie. I don't know. Do you know? I know
Stir
you.
Fry Willie.
You know? You ever heard of Stir Fry Willie? He
Oh
was
my
a pretty
God.
he was in our group for a long time, and Franco, which was another entity that's another beast, one of the part of the world's greatest
Freestyle
freestylers
rapper
ever.
ever.
Opening for what's
Yeah.
his
Oh,
name?
heard of
What did
Franco?
he take? Third place at Scribble
Devin
Jam?
the
Second
Dude.
place.
Second
To
place
No
Scribble
Can
Jam.
Do. He lost to
he
No
was-
Can Do, who's considered from Project Blowed probably one of the greatest freestylers.
From Fortuna, just made it all the way. Just
Yeah.
went and went hard.
You don't know who Franco is at all?
No,
Oh
yeah,
my
no,
God.
yeah.
Oh, that'll blow your mind,
That's
bro.
another episode.
Check out his,
Yeah.
check out his freestyle videos. Like,
Yeah.
And much love to Franco.
I mean,
man.
it's
love to Franco,
yeah, Frankie,
yeah.
man.
Crazy.
Franco's
Is that the
Dope.
Franco that's going to be?
Opening
He's
for
performing,
Devin
yeah.
the Dude.
Devin,
I suggest checking him out, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to.
I want to be at that show just to see Franco again because I haven't seen
Yeah.
him. I don't know.
He was in our group for a long
Japan,
time,
And
man.
I'm not going.
When is that?
Crazy.
When is that show?
The 23rd, so I think Saturday.
Oh man.
Are you still
Let's go.
I want to go.
Let's go.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, I have a ticket. So
You have a
can
ticket?
give
I can't
someone
go.
one ticket.
What? Maybe I can. Maybe I
I
can.
can just give it to a group of y'all and y'all can fight over it.
Either way, if I can go, I'm gonna try to go.
So Frank, and then Stir Fry Willie, who was another entity. So when you would come to a Dirty Rap show through the meat of our earlier times,
Audio
you would
art.
see a dude out there that literally probably every 2 or 3 songs would do a costume change.
Yeah.
Like a straight up costume.
Like
change.
homemade costumes.
Come out
not
looking like a panda bear or some shit. Come back the next thing in a leisure suit.
yeah.
Definitely, he took the live show serious.
Oh man.
Audio art.
Audio,
He's a
audio art.
big performer.
So I gotta, even though they're not in the group anymore, that Stir Fry Willie, he's now, he's like does stuff at Fortuna High.
He's a teacher.
Like a teacher there.
Yeah.
He's doing his own, wonderful things in his own next episodes of life. And then
I thought he was mayor of Fortuna.
He's
already.
probably gonna be there, but
It's coming.
Franco I haven't talked to in a minute, but I'd always we
Well,
have
he
to
must.
for him.
Franco must be doing his shit. He's fucking opening for Devin the Dude, which he did last. I think that's the last time I heard of him. It was last year. He was opening for Devin the Dude too. I think that's a lot. I mean,
And I think the year before that, we opened for Devin the Dude.
it might have been like 10 years.
Which was a good show at the Red Fox. That was
We
a
did
nice
open
show.
for Devin the Dude.
That was
That was
nice.
a
He
lot.
sounded
That was
good.
humble
He
at
sounded
that
good.
point.
Yeah, the system was good. Thanks to Swizz, because I think Swizz was the one at the studio at the time. Shit was banging.
Yeah, we've gone.
Felt that in my chest.
Those are two of the, most prominent crew members we've had in the years past.
Yeah, so gotta give props to them. for
Left
sure.
crew.
Yeah, that's what's
Big
up.
props
Things
to them,
change, man. People change. We all change.
Yeah, I mean, shit, it's as we all got older and got families and kids, and that's a to keep doing it.
Seriously.
That's a chore. You got it's a
Grinding.
labor of love at that point.
We are grinding to keep the wheels moving.
And you guys have kept it going, and that shows that you guys have had the love for music in your heart the whole time. Because I think that the people, and I can't say that. I think that people still have had the love in their heart and maybe slow down. But I got respect for the people that keep it going because it just shows that music is still in y'all's hearts fully.
Yeah, trying to keep up and stay relevant and keep the skills sharp. And shout out to Knack One, man. That guy's fucking awesome.
Eli, all those guys.
Eli, yeah, man.
I mean, I have to say, to be honest with you, and
all
Homeboy,
these cats.
a lot, I feel like we're there with the content, but a lot of times, sometimes with the shows, stuff like that, it's just, you need to get out and support people a lot of times. You just because you want to, but it's so hard sometimes because I literally, like a lot of us, and I'm sure that they are too, you're so wrapped up with just keeping everything afloat. I don't get to go out and show love as much as I'd like to. I want to be there because I really do have love for all those dudes. I just wish I could get out more. And I'm hoping I will. I'm hoping things blossom.
Well,
here.
the funny thing is like the best feeling you ever have as a rapper is probably right after you're done doing the show.
after a
I was
show.
thinking it was right after you record a track, you make a new
that
track.
too.
That's how-
That too, or when you finish it, when you finish the verse and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go record. I love that feeling.
Yeah.
And you're like, I got it. This is it right here. I'm gonna go rip this shit, and people, the rest of the crew is gonna love it. Or when it's it's showtime, and then you've, maybe halfway into the show or at the end of the show, you rocked the shit, you killed it. You're like, that's what you fucking do it for, and you're like, I love this feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what it's hard to explain that feeling. It's like a super adrenaline rush, and you just
It's the whole process,
and
and
then,
I think a lot of that's been lost nowadays. People just make a track.
Yeah.
It's out on the internet. We made a track, but they're not thinking about what's behind that track, the album, the live show, and just the whole product that comes along with it. And that's where we've always come together, is just the fact, when we're doing a track, a lot of times one of the things we talk about is how can we make this a live track?
yeah.
Or afterwards when we're done and we're emailing each other, I don't know if that's a live track.
right, it's true.
But I think
That's always in the
That's
mind,
true.
and I think that's
Yeah.
lost nowadays.
Because we've been at many a shows, and as the producer too, and I'm listening to in the back of whose beats are banging or what, and you think your shit's nice, and then you have the big dogs come up, and then their shit slaps, and then you're like,
it's because they've just turned the volume up.
That's happened sometimes.
They won the loud battle.
But you're like, okay.
But back to what we were saying, I think everything starts with the beat. You know what I mean? So the beat is the inspiration. You know what I mean? So you know, maybe you have some stuff kicking around in your head. There's always stuff to write about. You know, there's always things happening in the world that you feel like you need to write about, you know, and
Sounds like you're going a little political on this one already,
I'm
bro.
not going to. I'm not going to. But then the beat comes along that you're like, okay, or it's just a feeling. You're like, that's the feeling I've been feeling lately. I want to go with that beat, you know what I mean? So that's where it starts, because the beat that GMG provides fucking bangs. Or it's just like, it just provokes the feeling inside you. You're like, and then the fucking words start coming forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, without GMG, we probably wouldn't be standing here right now.
We'd probably be all individual.
Maybe we would have got. We'd be downloading some beats or something. Maybe we could loop some shit. I don't know. I can sample and stuff, but I don't really make beats. But no, this guy has the fucking craziest drive out of all of us.
Yeah,
he has like the drive to make beats. He probably makes, how many beats you make a week?
100,000 beats.
He makes like 3 beats a week. I mean,
funny thing is, we're about to go live in some live beef right here.
I mean, they're not
right here. The other day on the board, on the message board.
What are you talking about? I was giving you props.
Hey. They were giving me props on the message board, right? And I said in the message board, hey, you know, I appreciate you guys sending me, you know, the vocals, because it makes my beats sound then proper. I don't know. I'll make 10 beats and I don't know how it is until they rap on. I'm like, oh, that worked. And Wong over here, because we send him shit all the time, you know, like, Wong, you gotta get on this, you gotta get on that. This motherfucker comes at me and like, yo, I'm trying to get my shit done, bro. This ain't even fun anymore if you keep telling me to get on shit.
Yeah.
But it's by the text, you know, I texted that, I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, it's
but
hard to convey
you know what I mean?
emotion through
That
text.
is the problem with technology, though. Like, it makes it so easy, but even when we're messaging each other, we can't hear each other's mannerisms.
But they met up together down under the Samoa Bridge and duked it out, so it's all good now.
And I was trying to refer to that as thankful, but he was in the pain.
That, you know,
as he taught me, the pain chair, right?
What is that?
What'd you
It
call
might be. I know.
Remember, you
something
used to
else.
tell me it's my first
Pain
met
cave?
you, Wong.
Anxiety chair.
Anxiety chair.
Whatever. You guys are both fucking light guys.
So, well,
though.
We
no,
are
you know what I mean.
like- I
And
love
that speaks to
Wong, bro.
anything when you're working.
that's
with
the creative
brothers.
process.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like shit.
the creative
I'm gonna
process.
take
Not
some shit the
everybody
wrong way
agrees.
sometime, and we're all busy, dude. And if I had a bad day and catch some shit the wrong way, I'm gonna say it. You know, and I apologize. I said, we finished that shit up right after that.
Yeah, I mean, Wong beat the shit out of him, and that was it. So whatever, dude,
It's
get
all
over
family.
it.
It's all family, and that's how it is. We don't always get along. We don't always agree on everything, but the one thing we do agree on is we love music, and we love keep doing it together,
Well,
and that's why we're still
There's
here.
always being music being made,
Synchronicity.
and so there's being music sent at you, like, you know, I wouldn't say every day, but I mean, very frequently, and they're like, you know, verse for this verse, and not only that, but from other crews too, or whatever, or other rappers, you know. So it's like there's a lot of music coming around, so it's like you're trying to keep up with everything, you know what I mean, and you're trying to balance everything in between everything else. So, you know, I wouldn't say it get a little stressful, but it can get a little stressful. But that's what you kind of try to stray away from, because once it gets like stressful and shit, like you don't want to like have this negative.
Well, there's like a fine
connotation
line.
with everything,
You kind of
right?
need the stress to do it.
But yet it de-stresses you once you get it done. You like, like it's fucking like therapy, you know, like, oh, I wrote this verse. You're like, like, I don't know. It's just like once the words start flowing, but there is writer's block. Like, I feel like, I don't know if that's what you call it or whatever, but I mean, that's just the way it works. And then sometimes you might not write a verse for a little bit, and then sometimes it just fucking flows like crazy, you know? And you're like, oh, I just banged out fucking
You just banged out.
Dude, I'm
verses in a fucking week or whatever.
I'm hella
You know what I mean?
streaky like Klay Thompson. I'm just like,
I can score 31 points in a quarter, right?
3 verses like in a day or two, and then like fucking fall off for a couple weeks. And then,
Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Don't even fuck
I'd like
off,
to take it
bro.
back to
Don't
what
even
you were
message
talking
me.
about. Callis, like, you're talking about how the feeling after a good show. Because there's been so many times where I'm like, this is the last show I'm fucking doing. Like, and then we
Leading
do a show.
up to the show.
And
Leading up to the
Long
show.
said many times this is the last show.
A lot.
Yeah,
You know?
and after the show, you're like, I want to do this shit
It's that
again
feeling, yeah.
as soon as I
agree.
can.
You know, you get done, people dapping you afterwards, you're like, oh, damn, I did it. I memorized the whole shit. Like, that
I might have
felt
forgot
good.
a couple lines here and there, but
Freestyle some, but that is a good feeling. And that, making a track is awesome. It is, I think, the best feeling. I agree, and I don't even really crave to do shows. Is that feeling after you rock a show?
Yeah.
It's a great one.
But performing is not
which a
for
lot
the
of people
faint of
don't
heart.
get to experience. Sorry, dude.
Oh, you're good. Performing is not for the faint of heart. Like, if you're gonna go out there and do it, you're putting your emotions, whatever you're putting into your music, you're putting out there for people to hear. And
Yeah, dude, making beats.
If
is
you
easy,
can't handle
bro. What
rejection,
these guys do.
you're in the wrong
And
business.
that could be
That's why I don't do it.
what you're saying goes for whether there's like 5 people in the crowd or like
Or
500 people in the crowd or
2,000,
whatever. You know what I
whatever.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's still like if you like
You have to be
if
able
you
to
forget
rock.
your lyrics in front
Oh,
of people,
trying to
like,
get your-
Trying to get your beer to performance ratio. That's
It's a
a
fine
key.
line.
It's a fine line.
that's
I've seen epic-
science
I've
is
seen
real.
epic-
It changes every
The
show.
science-
I've seen epic
The science is
deals,
real.
and I've seen some fucking like.
Someone's got to do some studies
If
on
there's
that.
5 people in the crowd, then that limit goes up a little bit.
When
No,
alcohol
but-
to blood volume ratio,
1 in
is,
100,
you
it
start
doesn't matter.
forgetting your lyrics. That's
But we always come up with dope ones to replace it.
yeah, but that's what's good about having the crew, which we're lucky to have. I'd say, because we got everybody in here that can probably pick up. If someone falls off their verse,
Jump in.
someone's right there to probably memorize it. Or they have it memorized, and they can help them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which we've done
So many
thousands of
times.
times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, oh, what's this bar? And someone's like, got your bar, and they're like, oh yeah,
Which is
back on the
why,
train.
I'd have even like, I even have more respect for guys like Knack One and Highway and like, Eli, like those dudes
doing it by themselves out there.
Yeah, and on to anybody else is just like,
Yeah, those guys do it.
like
all
I did
night.
like one solo show, I think, and it was years ago, and like that shit it's just not easy, It's like I'm like, oh shit, where's my crew? Like even though I don't really forget my lyrics that much, but
It's the breath control.
but it's hard. You
run out of
you run out
lose
of
your
breath.
voice.
You might not even lose your,
And then you
might not
fall
forget
off.
vocals, but you just run out of
You
breath.
just don't hit the beat where you're supposed to, and then it just kind of is a stumble. You hit the hurdle, and you're just trying to catch the next one.
Yeah.
And it's just what you do in between that makes the difference. But yeah,
I think Franco used to have every one of our verses all memorized, like
No.
everything.
no,
Nah, it is.
no.
I'm good. Thanks, man.
Pass one over here before you sit down.
So I aimed at you first because I was like, God.
But yeah, bro. Hey, I really again appreciate you doing this because I feel like this is definitely needed in our area. I've definitely noticed from the pandemic that hip hop it's going strong. Like I know people are doing it, but it's just outlets, things to.
Is there some young kids that you know about that you're
Not
like
a
impressed
group.
with?
That I'm impressed with.
Yeah.
Around here, I just really try to keep my eye on everybody. There's some young talent that is starting to come up.
Yeah.
Some young kids from like Eureka High that
Yeah.
are starting to rap and get into the game and
Hell
everything.
yeah.
Like that.
EHS props. That's where I come from.
Yeah.
EHS.
I want to hear some new
My
shit.
son balls. My
Because I-
son
I-
balls baupbasketball at DHS.
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
a
That's right.
motherfucker too.
That's right. I'm trying to, anybody, no matter how, up to a certain point, right? Like anybody that's young and coming up, I'm trying to get them on here and get them some, exposure too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's all about the community and making sure that, like, any of you folks that are putting your time and energy into the craft and adding on layers for this culture are represented, you know what I mean, and get some space. Because this is just one podcast. It's not anything like big, but it's gonna be there, and people are gonna check it out. You know what I mean? And people are gonna be able to find out. Like I feel like there's only so many mediums right now where people could like go and find out what you guys have done.
Yeah.
Like, there's social media, and so like then that would be like going to like everybody's different social media and looking what you guys have all done on a group level and then on an individual level.
Bro, that's like one thing that we have, as a crew, I would say, have struggled with the most is like getting our music out to
there,
people.
yeah, for
You know what I
sure.
mean?
For
We
sure.
have so many people on our crew, but yeah, like, it's.
And so many
it's always-
albums.
And so many albums, so much material. We might be known on a local level here and there, but still, even then, it's just like.
Yeah.
If you got a CD player, we got a
that's
CD
been
for
one of the
you.
hardest parts, and none of us have really, myself included, none of us stepped up to take on that business side of it, probably our marketing side of it, but we're all engulfed in the creative aspect of it.
Yeah.
So we made a shitload of music, but we don't really put it out there that much. But it's out there to see, to hear.
Yeah, no, this helps us big time. We appreciate it, man.
Oh, I'm glad to have you guys
Definitely.
all like this, like in this, room right now, just to be able to give these stories. This is like one of the coolest things.
Who did you listen to? I'm not trying to like flip it around or anything, but like, who did you listen to? Like, what are your like coming up? Like, as you're younger.
Yeah, what's the vibe, bro? Like, what
Man.
you put in that you're just like, it just pulls it,
I know we got
Because
Nipsey
obviously
on
you're a
that
hip hop head.
Nipsey,
You know what I mean?
probably,
Like,
I see
so when you were
Nipsey.
younger, maybe I mean, like, who did you like?
Yeah, what's real crazy is you guys mentioned like literally all the names that really I was into growing up. Outkast was my favorite.
For sure.
growing up,
Oh, yeah.
like, they were big for me.
For sure.
And then I was a big time. I love that you guys were talking about West Coast and G-Funk rap and how like GMG, how you kind of like in that niche for like for a while there and everything. Because I was the type, you guys had a lot of different people, so you guys had respect for East Coast rap and everything like that. But I was like a West Coast head, and I didn't have respect for East Coast rap. Like I was a hater.
Wu-Tang too. Yeah.
I was hating on Wu-Tang.
See, I know it's crazy, right? I didn't listen to any
Wu-Tang was
Wu-Tang
my
until later.
I mean,
Because I was like, "Where's the low end? What the fuck's going on?"
Beastie
I
Boys
know.
before that though. Beastie Boys was one of my first,
Yeah, Beastie Boys.
Man, my
Paul's
cousin started me
Boutique,
off
bro.
on Brass Monkey, bro. That was
Yeah, I mean, there's your low end right there.
Yeah, and then like it took me a while to kind of like open myself up. It wasn't until I was in like my 13, 14, 15 years old to where I started like after Pac died, and then I started to listen to East Coast rap a little more. You know what I mean? And it branched off from there. But other than Outkast, it was just all like West Coast rap. Basically.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was a Pac head.
Me too.
Bay Area,
Me too.
though?
Yes, dude,
What about
too.
there?
I didn't get onto the Bay Area until way later, like until
Black Hill, I
honestly
know.
until like the hyphy days.
No shit.
Yeah, it's funny 'cause
really.
E40 for me at the
E40
beginning-
was like, yeah.
Yeah, which did we open E40? We did open E40.
No.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't think we
all right.
ever
Well,
opened
anyways, I guess we
E40.
didn't. But I
I
seen
saw
it.
him at Mateel though.
Yeah. You know, when E40 first came out, I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know. I just wasn't.
I think we opened
I was-
for Turf Talk or something.
But then as he got when that Rick Rock album came out, I don't know if you know that beat producer. He did that. I guess the whole album, Rick
Mr.
Rock.
Fab.
Man, that shit fucking banged so hard. That made me love everything
Which
he's done
one?
before
Which
that and past.
Which one?
What was
First
that
time
one?
I heard E40, like for real, was on what was the Click.
The Click.
The
I
Click.
was sorry.
Hurricane, baby.
Yeah.
Was that an album or was that game related? Oh, was that
The album was game related.
game related? Yeah, that
So
was the
Slur
one
King was
I
on it.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. Wolf Tickets.
Yeah, that shit's
I
so
remember when
sick.
the world went crazy.
Dang, that shit's so
1980.
good.
Oh my
I
god.
grew up,
so
I lived in the Bay, and then I moved up here. But when he was starting off, he didn't quite start off while I was down there, and so he was one of the ones that I didn't really associate with until I heard that Slurricane track, and then I heard that whole crew, and I was just like,
What about
"Damn."
top of the line, Carlos Rossi? I don't know. There was
Well, you know,
What was it? Charlie Hustle and shit was like even.
That was like the
man.
first shit.
The first one I got on E40 was the fucking, which is even a little bit later, was the one with Sideways on it. You know,
No, when you listen to E40,
Oh, in a major way. In a major way.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that was the album.
taking that whole
Him and
rhyme
Legit.
scheme
T-shirt
and
was the
syllable
bag
for
for me.
syllable and just crumpling it up and saying, "Fuck it, let's just do it."
I love the hyphy stuff too, but at the time also in the Bay, the Living Legends, like some underground stuff,
the
like
Grouch.
you know those guys kind of,
Yeah.
you know, Dirty Rats
Sunspot
kind of was like
Jones.
to me when I was looking at it was like the Living Legends, you know, like oh man, this is a crew. They all could do solo stuff, but together they you know it was like. Living
Wait,
Legends.
I
Same
thought
time,
they were
Will
more.
for
I thought they were
Scared.
more
I know
from.
Will
I thought they were more from LA or no.
They're from Oakland, but you know some of them are from LA.
Okay.
Sunspot Jones.
Hyro though, for sure. Hyro's
for sure.
Oakland shit, right? I mean, Once I,
Didn't
but see,
you
I
open
was
for
late on
Nurse?
the high road shit. I was late on
You
Living
opened for
Legends.
Nurse, didn't you?
Like I was like what you almost consider like mainstream hip hop, like except for the Bay
They
Area
opened for the whole crew once.
E40, Spice One, like
No,
Too Short,
opened for
RBL Posse, like. But besides
you
that,
guys
I didn't know
open-
about
Bro,
fucking
these
I didn't
guys
know
open-
about Dell and shit until I met Kush and Franco. They were all like Hyro, Living Legends, like, and then I was like, oh shit, like it opened my mind up to like a whole nother realm of like the actual like underground. At that time, I thought it was like underground
And more
hip-hop,
complicated
you know what I
rhyme
mean?
schemes too. Like
For sure,
Well, you guys opened for a Big Boy at that fucking Arcada.
for
Can
sure.
you believe that shit? I was like, I was in the crowd. I wasn't even on stage with you guys, but you guys still did a couple songs or three
Yeah,
or
that's
four.
one of the few.
I think we did it with Jay the Sarge. Props to Jay the Sarge.
Oh, yeah,
Jay
we
the
should
Sarge
say
is the
Jay the
one that
Sarge.
got us.
That's
that.
one thing
Me and Aaron did a song, one song I think, with
Sarge.
Open Up for Big Boy, and that was because of Jay the Sarge.
Dude, Jay
I
the
think, and That
Sarge.
was
I have to. Yeah,
Sarge
we have
done
to
a lot
big
of
up
scratching
Sarge
on our
for
shit.
sure.
You know Jay the Sarge?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
he's been doing shit
Should get
for
like-
a
he's-
long time, man.
He's a
Reggae,
fucking,
man. Really, I
yeah.
think he's mostly reggae.
I mean, you want to talk about mixing shit too. Like that guy,
nice.
he knows
studio,
what's up.
good-
You know what I mean?
good
Like
dude.
fucking, he'll take it to another level.
Hell yeah.
Jay the Sarge, dope.
Shouts.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Outcast, man. I think I stumbled on them by accident. Like I was at the Works, and I was just looking through CDs,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I just looked at the album cover. I think she was naked on the front. Is that why I was?
Bro, this is no shit.
AT Aliens.
I was
like, ah, take it. I'll take that one. And that was my favorite fucking album for years. I mean, you know,
That's a really good
that shit
album.
worked. You know, so. You know, more naked ladies on the front of your album, then boom, you're gonna, there you go, get some more fans.
you're canceled.
Ocean can relate
Uh-oh.
to this. Me and Ocean were in the military, Air Force. We went in the buddy system, right? They lied to us and told us we were going to go in as like the same time. We didn't. We went at different times. That whatever. But I remember being in the PX, going to their spot, like where you buy merchandise for on the base or whatever, and they had the top 10 of the albums out, and there was like the Biggie album and the Outkast album. And I remember only seeing videos of each one, the Big Papa and then the Southern Playalistic Funky Cadillac. Yeah. And I grabbed the Outkast one just because, man, that video and that song was so dope. Even though the Biggie one was dope too. But that album, I grabbed it, and I remember I would go back home to Humboldt because I was stationed in Vacaville at Travis Air Force, and I'd come home on leave to hang out with Ocean. Shit, we'd bump that.
Was it good?
And it was such a good album, bro, that's one of those albums I'm sure you can relate to. You're like, that was like a thread of my existence of life. Is that album was so dope.
And then just like the progression of things, right? Like the classic moment where Outkast got up on the stage. I think what was it like? It was a BET
awards. Yeah.
award shows, right? And
Yeah.
like Andre was just like the South's got something to say, and that's all I got to say. You know what I mean?
That was the shit.
Yeah, the
'Cause
South
he-
really came
yeah.
up at that point.
And he was in some flamboyant,
Yeah, right, that
crazy
might
shit,
change.
and he was talking like he didn't even give a fuck. He just let
Outcast seem like they really opened up.
respect.
Because I mean,
Killer Mike.
you've always told me that one of your biggest influences of like beat making though was like the down
Stevie
south
Brown
shit.
organized
Manny
movement.
Fresh.
I mean, like,
Manny Fresh. Okay, so yeah, when I bought that blue rolling keyboard that I was telling
Hot
you about
Boys?
back in the
Was
day,
it?
the Hot Boys, it was one of those keyboards that had all this, good rolling
The
sounds,
horns.
and you can compose a beat in it. So you could do 8 bars, 4 bars, whatever. And I remember making beats on it for a good year, and just nothing was coming out that nice, that really. And kind of down on myself because I'm listening to all the UGK and shit sounding so like with the samples and
Those are the beats he gave me.
True. He got some of those. But I remember hearing Manny Fresh. It's funny because those covers that the Hot Boys would put out or Master P would put out. You remember how they would just put album after album after album of the crazy album covers. I wasn't really buying them at first, and I was just like, "What is this shit going on?"
Nope.
And Cool Keith had these albums with burgers and shit and all this. It's great. But I remember buying those the Hot Boys album or whatever, and just falling in love because I heard the same sounds coming from my blue keyboard that I thought I had no chance on making any hits from, and they were making bangers.
Was
Manny
it one
Fresh
of
was
them even
making
the pre-programmed?
bangers? And I was like, "There's hope."
yeah.
And so Manny Fresh,
drum
even
they used
though
on a lot of
Dr.
those
Dre and
was
DJ
just-
Quick were my favorite producers, and Battle Cat, those are the dudes that's the beats that I was like in love with. Manny Fresh was like, yeah, bro, you can take those keyboard sounds if you put them in the right places and use the right fucking vibes, and the right drums, you can do it, you know. And so,
So,
That's crazy.
how many beats have you made in the last, like, 2 years, Gabe? GMG?
well, fuck, we have this thing called like a beat cipher when it came on the Corona times that they started, where they every week they would like put a sample pack out, and then you would make some beats out of the sample pack. And so it was kind of like a release for me because times got weird for everybody, and it was kind of I latched to it. And so since then, in the last 2 years, like he asked, I probably have done 3 to 4 to 5 each week of beats. And even though there's only a gem sometimes in 20. These guys might like the skeleton one though that I did, and then we turn it into something that works.
What's that website to go and check out the beat cipher?
I mean, dude.
That's
we can't keep up with GMG.
today's
Any
futuresound.com,
dope ass
Global
rappers
Beat
out there that
Cipher.
want to pay a lot of money for beats?
SoundCloud.
We'll give you the B-sides.
Hit up GMG. We'll give you the ones we didn't want.
Cal, let her say it.
They're still probably dope as fuck.
Say where people can find those.
Okay, so the beat cipher is called Today's Future Sound Global Beat Cipher, and you can get it on SoundCloud, and literally they're on there. It's free beats, really. I mean, not just me, from many producers across the world, and you can download.
They're not free. I will find you.
No, man, you gotta get GMG's beats out there.
Fucking for sure. This guy's so productive, man. We can't even keep up with him, obviously. Like, we don't,
Thanks, man.
It's
I'm just,
like,
I'm good at making them, but just bad at the other part.
I wish we could keep up with him. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I only wish I was that productive, but
These guys
I mean,
keep up, dude. They're tripping.
It's hard
Telling you.
because as old cats in the game, like, we know a lot,
I'm not that old.
but the new stuff that has come up, we're learning it at the same time as these youngsters. So we're like at an equal playing ground, but they have a better grasp on it. But they don't have necessarily a better grasp on
They don't have GMG.
live show production, mixing, engineering, and all that stuff. So it's a give and take.
They can
but
get out there and do more live
They have
shows.
more
though.
time.
if they want to reach out and teach us about some of that new shit, we'll teach them about some of the old shit.
Thing is, though,
that's the culture. Like,
any new kid, they can have a computer and a microphone and a program. You probably can record a track on your phone nowadays. Like,
You can.
You don't need shit.
My
You got
kids
a
does
beat.
it.
Beats on your
I
phone.
made beats.
It takes then it just comes down to your skill.
But if your lyrics suck,
right. So
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
kind of just stay up with it all, right? I mean, like, what do you like from the newer cats right now? Not locally, just for like who.
You mean like artist wise?
Yeah, like is it who you like? Or you're like, oh, okay.
I mean, I know you guys all know Griselda. Everybody loves
Yeah, okay,
Griselda.
yeah, I love
Right? You know,
Griselda,
but I
yeah.
kind of like
Conway's the shit for sure.
Yeah, 38 Special and his crew, Trust Gang, which is like Shay Noir and Ransom, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep, that's
pretty dope.
Ransom. Long's been telling me.
we were
about
just
that.
listening to Contra Costa.
Contra Costa, man, that was crazy. I just took my son up to Portland to a Corday show.
Yeah,
Saw
that
Contra
dude's
Costa.
solid.
How was it?
That was crazy, man.
Corday's solid.
Yeah, he's pretty dope. And then I didn't even know, like, Contra Costa, this was the first time I'm seeing or hearing them, and they had this killer performance. And then after that, in the most recent weeks, right, is when they've, like, blown up and went viral over this, like,
That
freestyle.
freestyle?
Yeah. That
Right,
was
the
dope.
Wong posted that to our. We got like a group, thread. Right, you posted that.
I did, but did you point it out?
Maybe you posted it, Chris.
which one?
The one where he's they're all
he
four
was-
rapping at the table.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just randomly came across that. I was like, "Whoa, this is pretty dope." And then we listened to the whole album. It was pretty fucking good.
I listened. Yeah, it was good.
I liked it. Yeah, it was good.
I mean, for young
It was
cats,
good. Those guys.
it's nice
they're
to
young.
hear-
I don't even know much about them, but
It's nice to hear
they're on
content.
point as fuck.
Yep. I like to do this rapping in Spanish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The sad thing is I don't know their names yet.
Yeah.
But I know who you're talking about.
But that's the beauty of music.
Yeah.
Speaking of
You always
Spanish,
find someone knows.
because I gotta say it before I forget it, is I have to shout out Excessive Dose dudes. Again, we're giving a perspective like you've had Swizzlow and Eli, and they kind of give you a lot of the cats from that area. Which but we have another side of area of people that were people that held it down here. Like Excessive Dose was Roberto and Smokey, which I think Roberto
Rest
went
in
and fell
peace,
low.
Smokey.
There were two dudes from Fortuna, and I met them when they were young. They just came, knew I made beats, and started shuffling some beats, and then they were just real cool dudes. And then we
They
started
were on
making some
Dirty
songs together.
Humanoids, weren't they?
Yep. And anyway, so I just got shout out to my Excessive Dose,
They're
Double
saying
O.
they could rap in English, Spanish, and they're.
It's on that Lord of the Bings album. They're the last track on that album, which
Yeah.
I don't think's in that box, but I sent you the link.
Oh yeah.
And they rap in Spanish, and it's
I remember
so good,
they came over
dude.
to the crib and just laid it down, and they're the coolest dudes.
And they're a bit younger than us.
They're-
Yeah, they are younger
they're
than
good
us.
stuff.
And unfortunately,
All right.
Smokey,
Smokey,
yeah,
yeah.
Smokey
Yeah.
was a real special dude, and he lost his life on New Year's one night.
Yeah.
And man, it's so heartbroken on that, but
Yeah, these guys just kill it.
I don't want to derail it too much because I still
Yeah.
want to hear who else you're listening to. You know, like
Yeah, nah, man. When it comes to me, man, I'm, man, let me think about somebody I'm really into right now. I mean, I'm loving Denzel Curry. You know, I love JID. You know, yeah, from the new school, there's a few dudes I like. You know, there's a lot of people I don't like. You know what I mean? Like I'm not so much into like the play.
Yeah, let's hear that. Let's hear who you
I'm not
don't
into that. You know what I mean? But if they've got bars like like Nick Grant, like he hasn't done much in a little while, but he's kind of dope. You know, for me it's all about bars. You know, I think that there's the idea of you link up with a dope producer and get a dope beat, and then you have to have dope bars on top of it. And nowadays, like you were just saying, like it's easier to do that, but you have to have that skill. You know what I mean? If you don't have that skill, it's not all going to come together.
Absolutely.
And I'm really looking for those people that, like I'm really into Boldy James.
I like Boldy James, yeah. I
Right
like
now,
him for a long time.
Alchemist is like helping him come up,
Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like right now Alchemist and DJ Muggs, man, those two producers, just everything
No,
they
they just
touch
held
gold,
on
dude.
and stayed with it,
Yeah.
and they're really, really good.
Isn't that
Amazing.
crazy how DJ Muggs just from Cypress Hill days
Right?
and still
From
like
way back then.
relevant?
Didn't he do this shit on the House of Pain? Maybe I don't
did.
know. I thought
Yeah, he
he
Have
did.
did
y'all
make that.
heard
It was like,
Cypress Hill's
dang.
new album?
I've heard a couple of his
I haven't
joints.
heard it yet. Pretty sick.
What? What?
Speaking of Cypress
Dude,
Hill, that'll probably
they
be one of the
still
best
popping
shows.
off.
But last
Yeah.
Last biggest shows.
biggest show we did.
Yeah, in a February snowstorm.
Oh, wait, yeah. Are you gonna tell a
In
Cypress
Blue
Hill
Lake.
story?
I mean,
We opened up
goddamn.
for them at that Blue Lake.
Well, we opened for
there.
two
You
times.
You were there.
I was there. That was
Two times.
last night. And
That was a
there.
full-
You're there?
Oh, yeah.
man.
I remember getting home just
barely made it home.
driving.
As soon as we got off the stage, I hit my car in the heater and coasted home.
I waited long until you couldn't even see the road. It was just snow. I was like, whoa.
It was just
fuck.
one long line of cars down the fucking highway. And I was like,
I just had a baby, like I had a 6-month-old at home, so
You're out.
I was lucky to get out while I could get out, and then with the snow, I was just like, dude, I'm gonna get out while it's still not frosted over,
That's right. You're gonna be sliding around and stuff.
and I do not do good with the cold. Do not do good with the cold. Half my family Creole, half my family Hawaiian, and we do not deal with cold. Humboldt County's, I've been here for a long time, it's still new.
It's still new.
It throws different wind curves at me and shows me it's sunny outside to put some shorts on. You go outside and you're like, fuck you. It's a bitch. It's fucked up.
And I thought winter was gone, and then this cold front came.
Right.
All of a sudden, it's crazy.
Back to hoodie.
We don't
weather.
have spring, and we don't really, I don't know, it's like a mixture of fall and winter.
Sometimes spring's the nicest time.
We have winter and we have spring. We don't have a summer.
Summer sometimes it works.
September maybe.
On the coast.
We have 1 month of summer.
If you go inland,
It's like-
20 minutes so you.
I just know I'm gonna spend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend the majority of my summer out of Ruth Lake, just
Yeah, dude.
chill.
That's what's up.
Hopefully we don't have
I'm gonna come
fires.
chill with Mr.
Hopefully I get an invite.
Yeah.
No, not this year.
Damn.
No invites.
Got a sleeping bag.
Nobody gets invited. I have a small boat.
So, you guys have the Kush and Callus album coming out, and you guys have a Crew album coming out. You guys have other, I'm sure you guys have other stuff just like in the works, it sounds like, based on how much you guys have rolling,
Yeah. I got a solo album.
I got a solo album.
You got a solo?
I got a solo album.
Some of my songs are like 7, 8 years old, but some of them are brand new. So it's just, I don't know.
Hey, until I get more than 5 plays on a track, that track's going on the next album. I always got a solo album coming. No.
That's what's up. I love that though. You guys are just staying busy, you know.
Definitely the crew one is like we've got like at least 15, 12 tracks to go through.
Yeah,
where
crew ones are so
everybody's
easy.
on there, that, you know, it's the first time where everybody's on every track. And then these two guys definitely have a done, like maybe just need a couple little touches. And then there's little side things too. Like I said, the Ink guy, that
Me and Ink got an album.
they have an album, and then Ocean and Cal and Ink have one.
Jeez.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's definitely things that are gonna be popping off, but it's just, you know, got to get the traffic.
I think me and Ink got Callus and Ink album's got 10 songs pretty much done. Just waiting for a couple, maybe one verse.
10
here
songs
and
is
there.
like almost like that's
That's like half an
an
album, but
album
we're gonna
now.
call that an
Nowadays,
album. For Dirty Rat, as far as Dirty Rat goes, that's like half an album, but it's me and Ink. We're gonna call it good.
Dude, nowadays
10 songs.
8
I
songs.
think that's a good
And it's
an
gonna be-
actual album. An EP is like 6.
And it's like some politically driven shit. So you 10
Oh.
songs, all you can handle that shit. You'd be
man.
sweating your ass off after that.
I feel like I've already heard it.
You don't know. Ink comes on that shit, dude.
Speaking of side projects,
I'm trying to
that's
keep up
another
with
dope
them, man.
one we had was the DWI.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, you, me, and Ink.
Did some
It was a nice
shows and just threw some shit together, like last minute style, and then just found out it worked together and
one. Yeah, so much.
made a few songs. Never materialized into getting everybody in the studio at the same time, but it was some fun shit. We did some fun shows.
Me and Ocean and been in works on some kind of, you know, it's like just some of the songs like crew / maybe we use them for something else. You know, they don't get done, but we got some songs with.
I thought you guys just
What's the
finished
name?
the album.
Just record a track and
Aries-
find
yeah,
where
yeah.
it fits.
Aries Sound. We
did a
got
song
songs with
which was the
Black
the dude
Ryan,
that you were saying
Aries
that goes
Sound,
to the school
Ink.
teaches.
Yeah,
So-
Zach and Steamer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steamer.
Yeah,
Steamer's
we
my
just made a
neighbor.
couple songs with him.
Steamer's across the street from me, man. Steamer's a cool dude.
Yeah, I've known
Shouts out
Steamer.
to
I've known Steamer for years. I grew up with his brother Leif, or I didn't grow up with him. We went to school ever since like 7th grade together. I've known Steamer for years, and he just reached out to me, and we just started making tracks. You know, They're
He laid
dope,
down
man.
a verse like nobody's business. That shit
Yeah,
was dope.
you know. So
I love that about Humboldt hip hop. That you know,
Yeah.
you guys are so cool to collaborate amongst each other. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's not fully just like competitive. Like it's you know, you guys are cool to just make dope music. It's about the music.
I feel like that's come with like age, though. I think back earlier when we were younger, there was a lot more like everyone was trying to be the dopest.
Yeah.
you know, and like
well, we also had like fucking 12 people in our crew or whatever. Like, so.
yeah, but I mean amongst the other
Other groups.
you know,
Yeah.
like Potluck or Freestyle Kings. Or, I mean, I remember Franco always trying to battle those. And you would see him anywhere.
Man, he'd be
Just
battling.
start-
Remember the battle at fucking Reggae on the River? Who was there for the? Was
Yeah,
it Jewish
yeah.
Cowboy?
Jewish
Yeah.
Cowboy, yep.
He battled.
He said you.
Well, until they just had to fucking fight Franco because Franco wouldn't stop.
He
dude.
said your legs look like shoestrings hanging out your shorts or something.
It
That's
was,
the only line I remember.
No, I'm gonna
Just got
find a
props to
link
just got
for a
props.
Franco battle
Franco's
so you can
dope.
check it out because it's ruthless. I mean, we've all been at the end of his wrath when it comes to that, and you want to punch him.
Yeah.
You want to punch him. Like part of the rule of battling is don't touch shit, and he always has
shit.
step
No, I think
above.
You say
And he's little,
Somebody
and
pinned him.
he usually
Oh,
thinks someone's
Somebody
gonna
had
get
him
him.
pinned on a
but-
car.
Yeah, outside
And
of Club
Wong
West.
came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wong came out and was like, bro, I'm sorry.
I had to
He's
save him
here.
more than once. man.
It's a little different when he does it to his own brethren, though.
But he was a weapon, though.
'Cause-
Because you could have the most confident of confidence out there, and that dude would get in the middle and just fuck some
well, we
shit
went to
up,
Japan
bro.
together. Did we come back together? I think we might have left. I think me and Kush might have left in Japan.
We lost him in
I
Osaka.
hate
That's all I can say.
He walked away from. I have a clear
Frank, we're going this way. There was like
He walked away from
there
us.
was no. We didn't have no phones or anything. This is back in the day, so we had,
man.
you know, you could email.
We were homeless on the streets of Japan.
These dudes
bro.
and Stir Fry Willie and Franco just go to fucking
We-
Japan.
We rocked shows. We rocked like 4 shows
Yeah,
in
we did.
Japan.
We rocked shows in Japan. Totally.
Even at like this open market, there's people walking by. We had a boombox we were rocking, and we went to like 4 different clubs.
This was
like
There was an Australian club.
Restaurant.
There was an Australian-owned club called Shooters, and we were rocking this show. This place called Shooters,
Oh,
right?
man.
On these like
Man,
tiny ass speakers. You know what I mean? And they were like the speakers were pretty like fucking this, like you know, maybe like 12 inches high.
You want them to be
Whatever.
called bangers,
And
not
fucking
shooters.
Franco just fucking he just started going around all the tables and shit, and grabbing the fucking ketchup bottles and shit, and just
Dumping him on his head.
just squirting
Yeah.
all the ketchup and mustard on his fucking head, and just fucking rapping on the mic, and just trying to like going for the shock, value or whatever, and just rapping his ass off. Didn't really fucking didn't really set in too well with the people.
It was
Because they're just like, eat lunch,
it was an artistic display that didn't go over.
What
very
time was it? It was
well.
like 3 p.m.
I feel like it was daytime. Yeah.
They didn't invite us back.
Hey, for
But
you guys,
know,
it was nighttime.
Yeah, we were jet lagged.
Man.
Fucking ketchup lag.
That was it. That was a good tour.
Japan tour, yeah.
It was like World's Fair at that time, so we
was
got over there.
Nagoya.
We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't
Yeah,
book any
but-
hotels or anything. And you get to a place, they're like, "Oh, sorry, the hotel's full."
Yeah.
What?
Everyone's in town for the World's Fair.
I remember a few times, and I had passed out like outside
On the street.
or the only places we could find a place that we could go
We were
to.
straight up homeless in Japan.
They had
We
these
were homeless.
hotels there called Love Hotels, and so you could book them for like 8 hours, 12 hours.
Yeah.
And so
Just
you
to
go
get a
in there
nap.
just to sleep, basically. People to
They
go
didn't-
like cheat on their wives and shit. That's what they do.
They didn't look at you kindly.
But yeah, we would go
AKA Motel 6.
No, they would let like a couple people in. They would let us in, and then I remember like Frank would like try to sneak in.
Like,
And
I
I
ain't even
remember
paying
one
for this
time we got to one of them because we'd use them all the time just to fucking get some sleep and take a shower.
there was only one of them that would let us in.
They wouldn't let us in because they were like, no, we couldn't talk to them, we couldn't speak to them. They thought we were gay or something. They wouldn't let us in.
That's
No
that's
shit,
what
no
it
joke.
was, Yeah.
I remember that. And then we had to go to the next one, and they're like, okay, we'll let the gays in.
Oh shit! In Osaka, they wouldn't let us in anywhere. But yeah,
That was- yeah.
Nagoya.
Man.
There was one place they'd let us in, and we used it every fucking day, dude. We'd sleep like from like noon to like 4.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You'd have to leave.
You couldn't get. It was that hard to get a hotel. It was so weird. It was really weird. Japan's really weird.
Yeah, that's what
But
happens.
cool.
That's what happens. You don't fucking plan out your trip.
Yeah, but how are you gonna plan? It was like,
you guys were
could you
young.
even book? You couldn't book that shit on the internet at that time because it was fucking.
I took one backpack. I took one
Me too,
backpack
yeah.
full of clothes.
one of the
I
beats-
rolled up all my pants as tight as I could and stuck them vertically into my backpack, and everything was on my back, dude. You know what I mean? And we ended up fucking sleeping outside of the bar, the Big Apple bar in Nagoya.
We rocked a
Like-
room that was about this big. I swear. A couple of the bars are so tiny because there's like it goes up. Everything's just up. You know.
Yeah.
You see these weird lights on the outside of the building. You go up these stairs. You're like, oh, there's a bar, and then the next floor there'll be like another bar. And we were like rapping. It's like you're like in a karaoke machine basically. We were rapping a couple of these spots.
Yeah.
And then I remember one time we went to a cool spot, and it was like it was like a basement or underground. It was actually a big spot. And we had no set or anything, but they just let us get on the mic. And there was other Japanese dudes, and they had their fitted New Eras on, and I was like, holy shit! It was like America there. It was like they were like because they were just into American shit, but they were fucking killing it. These other dudes it was. But what we're talking about is like how many fucking years ago?
It was so long ago.
I think it's 2006.
I think it was like 15 to 18 years ago.
That's when
something like that.
The studio was at the
2005
Rat Shack.
There was a flyer. We
That
made
was
a
straight
flyer.
Willie Stir Fry Willie's studio, the Rat
Down in the
Shack.
flats.
Down in the flats, right there, past.
Oh, you're
right
talking
now,
about
the
it's
earthquake
past the
house.
Humboldt, what the Humboldt
What are you talking about?
exotics or something.
Willie's
Dude,
was-
I could sit there
Rat Shack?
literally
Talking
in
about
the
Rat
middle.
Shack?
Yeah, the Rat Shack. I could stand in the middle of the studio. I could stand in the middle of the studio and shake back and forth, and the whole damn house would shake. Like not exaggerating at all. Like literally, you could be like, and you could feel it in the kitchen.
Oh, well, that house was not to code.
No,
Definitely not
not
to
to
code.
fucking code.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's times none of us have been to code, but that house was definitely not to code.
Yeah, props to Stir Fry. He's a super creative motherfucker. I don't know.
Brought a different vibe too, man. Back then, he was a heavy metal head, like a punker.
Yeah, he's all
But
over the
down
place,
for
man.
rap too.
Stir Fry's
Dude, when I picked him up for that, to come to your house, like for the first time of the gathering of the rats, He had the tinfoil up in his hair, and
What,
he
for
had the
dyeing
monk
it?
shave.
Oh, he had his hair cut like Feng Sai from a Kung Fu movie.
Gabe tells me the address of where I'm supposed to go pick this dude up. It's like, I think you know him from high school. I'm like, it doesn't sound familiar. And then I show up, and this dude's got fucking tinfoil in his hair and shaving like a monk. No, he had the ponytail. I think it was,
he
the
rocked
dye.
the bald on top with the pony. Or
He was
no,
dyeing
he wasn't
certain
even bald.
parts.
He just like shaved it bald.
Yeah.
For
a long time.
It was from the Kung Fu movie Feng Sai. If you ever watched it, Once Upon a Time in China, he rocked a certain hairdo in that. And Stir Fry Willie rocked that shit.
Stir Fry Willie is
and this is
fucking ill.
Fortuna, right? And he worked at Hot Brew. Like people would be like, "Whoa," but he didn't care. You know, he was just down, man, and he was creative. He is creative. You know,
He is creative.
Super creative.
He was an interesting mix. You know, an interesting key element to.
He was a major
every part of
heartbeat of
us.
this group at that time, you know.
He would be out in like changing costumes. He would change costumes like 5 to 6, 7 times like during our sets. He'd have like a set, like a special spot like backstage where he'd like a
Changing
little
booth.
changing thing. Change his clothes to get out there just to like do it.
Some people would be like, bro, who was that changing costumes? But then there'd be some people.
Some people loved it, some
Bro,
people didn't.
Who was changing costumes? You know what I mean? It's like you get both sides. Loved it or hated it.
But one thing he did bring to the table was, like, in hip hop, that didn't happen a lot.
Right. No, I mean.
And it brought a different audience, like, to come up to the front of the
I
stage.
think
Like,
when
you
he
didn't
came
just
on-
have the hip hop heads.
I'll
You had
never forget.
the folks that were out there looking for a show. Some of the folks that loved the rock that put on those theatrics and stuff like that. And they're just like, what the fuck? This dude's crazy.
I remember us being very liberal to, hey, dude, wear what you want, right?
Limited to 4.
One time, I don't remember what show it was, but he came on stage with a stocking cap with a penis coming out the top of it. And at that time, I think a lot of us were like, oh.
That's it. You're
No,
right.
I'm afraid of
Okay,
clowns.
bro.
And this motherfucker came out in the clown
We were kinda
outfit. Like,
what's going on?
I
He
didn't
didn't
know that
care.
was in the repertoire.
He did not care. He did not
The
care.
S&M mask, like, there's some scary shit. Like, when you step on stage and you don't know what's coming up behind you, it's a scary situation.
I think that's kind of where with Stir Fry I kind of went to where, I mean, that was the only reason, but, you know, he was DJing a lot at the time and he was booking shows for his DJ company on weekends and we were getting shows on weekends and it just kind of conflicted, you know. But too, the
There's
costumes,
always love there.
The costumes, I think, too, like, you know, he liked costumes. Some guys were like, we love the costumes, Willie, but like.
No, I mean myself personally being like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, it's killer, it's rad, but it sometimes distracts from the show.
Right.
Definitely.
You know, and yeah, there was, you know, just like any other growing and dealing with shit that, you know, that was something to deal with.
Yeah, we had a weird ass crew, and that's what's up.
Yeah,
We were weird.
the weirdest.
We're like the
group
Bad
of
News
Fortuna.
Bears of Humboldt.
Yeah.
Straight up Bad News Bears.
Totally. But we kind of stuck in the same zone. We never like really like tried to go fucking
Yeah.
hyphy.
Nope.
Too much. We have one hyphy track, yeah, but we never tried to go like
Right.
too lip syncy. You know, we always rapped our shit.
Always wrapped our shit number one.
Cal fucking threw
Always
some
rapped
vocals
our
in the
shit.
background. That shit was kind of
No one
weak,
ever
but
had
whatever.
our vocals in the background. We've never had our vocals in the background. No offense to anybody who's done that. These guys, if they fall off, they fall off, and that's empty space. This is what it is. But a lot of times they rip it.
I have a firm belief on this.
What?
If you're a solo artist, I
Yeah.
understand it. I understand it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a hype man, you don't have someone behind you. But if you got a crew and you're supposed to be putting in time and you're trying to do a live show,
I wanna hear your
do
live show.
not
I don't-
put
yeah.
vocals on your shit.
I don't wanna hear
because like we've done,
Here, bro.
if you fuck up and you try to freestyle, but yet your vocals are on the background, you have no room for error. And that's
That
just
is.
advice.
This era, they don't
What
care,
about the
though.
hook? When the hook rolls around and you just want a little extra
I'm cool with the hook on there.
on the hook.
Okay,
The hook
I
is
just-
different.
I'll
A
let
little
that
extra,
go.
especially if it has like an effect on it or something.
Yeah.
Like
Like
we've had
the
champagne
overdub
on the
of the
mason jar.
That's what
Champagne
I'm
on the
saying.
mason
That shit's
jar.
whack.
We've had a little bit in the background. Aaron's only hating because he ain't on the song. Because he wasn't around then.
The
He
hook
took a
is
dip out for a little bit. He was like, he disappeared. He's hating on it because he wasn't there. But, you know, in certain circumstances, maybe a little bit on the hook.
For me
So, you know,
personally,
I just
the hook
I
is an
personally just think,
actuating.
I mean, we've all heard I mean, we're
Nothing
talking about
wrong.
minimum. I mean, we've been to shows where it's just like nonstop people rapping over the lyrics. You know what I mean? The
It's
whole
like they're
time.
just
And you're
playing their
like,
damn CD and just
like,
rapping
well, okay,
over the
it's,
top
you
of
know,
it.
and I'm gonna make, you
And
know,
that's
I
some
keep
pretty
making the
big
Milli Vanilli
names that have
reference.
done that.
Yeah.
And
But that'll age me.
what are
But
you
I
paying
just
for?
did.
I could listen to the same shit in my house getting high as fuck for way cheaper.
And it sound better.
And not
They
have
sound better.
Popo chasing me throughout the crowd, wondering where that smell coming from.
That's why that T-Short show, I remember back at Del Norte, I had respect because there was no overdubs, no hype man, and I heard
Yeah.
everything he said.
But hooks are different.
Clear.
Hooks
Yeah.
are different.
Hooks are different. I mean, that's kind of a different
That's true.
entity
You
of
want
the
the hook
song.
to have some bigness to it.
It's the production of the
Yeah.
song. It's the highlight of the song. So
for a solo
if
set,
there's a
that's
little
all right.
more production,
Right, we're
to
like
it, it's
trying to
gotta go
put on like
into
a
it.
Broadway
That's
show
one
like
thing.
Hamilton. You know what I mean? Like we're like
This motherfucker gonna come out tap dancing
that's like-
and
You know,
doing a little number.
Kush is gonna come out juggling. Wong's gonna be breathing fire and shit. We don't know what we're doing.
Once I hear fucking lip
Gabe's gonna
syncing
be-
on some shit, I just
think
like
Matt's like,
James is gonna be swollen.
I know.
Swords, like it's gonna get
I could go listen to
crazy.
the album. Like, I think that shit's whack
Yeah, for MC.
for MC. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to
It's
hold.
like a difference between an MC and like maybe.
It's called a live
Well,
show.
if you're not playing instruments, at least
Yeah, you want to build a life.
First, good.
At least
It's called
But
a
I think
live
we're all
show.
speaking from a kind of
Not a
a
pre-recorded
certain viewpoint
show.
to where we've always had a whole crew on stage with us. You know what I mean? So it's like,
no, just some people think that's okay, and I'm just saying that's fucking whack. You know?
yeah.
That's because
For
of
sure.
what they saw
Yeah, I
going
wouldn't.
before
You
them.
wouldn't know like rap over your own shit. Like that's been a thing for a long time, right? I mean, but
I don't know.
hip hop's changed, I guess. In a
Hip-hop's
lot of ways.
changed.
As a crew, you're
I've definitely
supposed to
seen
support
that
each
a
other.
lot.
I think that's pretty common now, though. I don't know. Maybe not.
I think so.
Yeah.
You're getting out more than we are right now. I know that.
I'm trying to, go to shows when I can,
I see you post and stuff.
I like that. I think that what you guys were talking about earlier, how you guys are busy and not being able to be face to face, but still being able to get music done. I really do think that that's a pretty, very normalized thing. I want to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that like it kind of shows it with when you see. Like how Cole brought together the whole Dream Bill for that Return of the Dreamers 3 album a few years ago, right? Like it was like a thing, how they were all in the studio and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like you really have to like plan that out and get everybody in. That's like work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
People got kids. Like, come on. Like, kids
That sounds awesome.
make
That's-
everything better.
And that's their job. That was their job, So it's like, yeah, if that was my job, I'd be there too. Pay me, motherfucker.
That was one of the it was like a Wu-Tang documentary from years ago, and it was like their manager was this woman, and I just had respect for this woman because I'm like, man, to manage Wu-Tang and be able, she's been having a lot
Shit
of
to do with Old Dirty.
right.
Watch the Dante
That's a
Ross
job in its own.
open mic.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
for
watch
real.
that.
So like just coordination, and you guys are still making it happen, though. You know what I mean? So I don't think that anything that you guys are doing is so far away from the norm. You know what I mean? In terms of like, you guys aren't like, that's just the normal thing nowadays.
I think it's pretty normal.
I'd say the hardest thing then is making it sound like conform, like it's all been recorded in the same general area. You know what I mean? You don't want, when it comes to mixing stuff, someone's got some kind of like super hard, like reverb coming in where you're like, you can't do anything about that. You know what I mean?
Like
so you got one verse coming in, like sounds like, oh, this guy sounds like he's in a fucking submarine.
Shit, we can't even have an interview in the same room.
You know,
You hear I don't know what is that going. What's going on with the ocean?
Ocean usually comes pretty clean.
I don't know
with
what's
this shit,
going
you
on
know?
in the background in there.
But I think
Ocean
over
got
the
restless
last couple of years,
legs
we've all
and-
kind of dialed it into where we know, if you put enough, foam or blankets around your microphone, you're gonna have the same kind of warmth, to where you can get in the same general realm, and then you can go from there for the final mix. You know what I mean? But if it's like too out of the bounds, then you just
You can hear it.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Then you gotta like
Does it sound like it, or you're gonna throw
either that's it,
distortion or
that's
something?
it, or
something
but you can't really the reverb thing itself. You can't do that. You can't really fuck with it. I don't know. Well, I'm not. That's all from my point of view. But I'm not a fucking pro. I know. I mean, You're good. You can.
You have a good ear for mixing, for sure.
That's a talent. There's
Bet.
huge value in that.
Yeah, see, I went to school for it. Like, straight up a year of school at MI in Hollywood. And came back to mess with these guys, and then I don't even have Pro Tools, and that's what I learned on. These guys have Pro Tools.
A lot of it's just like.
And I kind of, was with them a little bit, but throughout the years, they've just been mastering it. And I, unfortunately, haven't really, honed my craft. So now.
I still suck.
From my point of view, yeah, right. Dude. From my point of view, I think I'm okay with the vocals, but it's the beats that really need to be separated out, and need to be, break down the beats.
Yeah.
From like,
Otherwise, you're just
snare to
That's an
kick
art
to
form.
hi-hat to all the way through.
Everybody's
Those need to be
voice
separated out.
kind of reacts different to the beat, so it's
True.
It's a very challenging process.
This guy's got a deep voice, so what are we gonna do? We got
I just usually send it to him the way I want it. And
I put the Alvin the Chipmunks presetting on D-Ride's shit, and it just brings it up to right level. You know what I mean?
Throughout the years of doing live shows around here, I've noticed like that when you go to do sound checks, they'll set up the sound with everybody, and it's like, oh, it's cool, okay. But once bodies get in the room and these guys start
It's
getting off
different.
songs and switching mics, a lot of the engineers they're
Chaos
not paying
ensues.
attention as much anymore, and then you get a guy hit the mic and you don't even hear him, or maybe he's super hot. It can be a mess sometimes.
It really is a mess. I mean, when you got 5 MCs on
We're
the
always
stage.
blessed to have a dude that actually
Well,
stays
and-
present the whole time, and it makes
And
the show
not
a
to
lot
talk
better.
again.
Yeah, message to all the sound guys out there.
It's
There's a
nothing
couple
against
guys out
sound
there that
guys. There's
Turn the
no
mic
way
up.
to
Turn up the mics,
have
motherfucker.
500 people in a room
It's almost like the
to
sound guys
fill
gotta
it
be a part of the
before
songs,
the
like,
show goes on.
like they're in the song.
But
you almost have to be
Gotta kind of
to really be a good
account for
sound
that
guy.
because it's absorbing some of the sound as it's coming back to the sound man, and then they may not hear it because it takes a little bit longer and turn it up, but then it's hot as
It's
hell
really what it has to be.
at
Dude.
the front. It's
The sound guy has
Music
to
is
enjoy your music
a
or
science
have a
and an
respect
art.
for you, because if he does, then he'll be present on that board with you just like you were on the stage. But if you're a sound guy, it's just
Stack
like,
chips.
I got 3
But don't put
hours
the
to
sound
go.
guy on the stage.
And next thing you know, one dude's verse went all the way through and you didn't even hear a word he said, It's definitely a sound guy. I have much respect to them that stay present.
I mean, props to Sonny Wong, huh? I mean, he stepped out of the room for a second, but I gotta say,
Fuck
like,
Sonny Wong.
have you ever met a guy like Sonny Wong? Like, what an incredible artist, though, right? Have you seen any of his art? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh man, I got one of Sonny Wong's pieces in my house.
oh
Hell yeah,
shit,
me
there
too.
you go. That's
I don't
like,
even have
Yeah.
to-
Do you have a Sonny Wong NFT?
The NFT.
Oh, you better get your Ethereum ready, bro.
oh,
Get on board.
just had to bring up the NFTs.
I copped one.
Money in the
camping
bank.
series. I got two of them, or I got one of the camping series.
Oh,
He has like 8 of them. They're really fucking sick. But I don't know.
Do you got one of my DGFs?
I don't know. What kind of NFTs you got?
what
Don't
piece
give a
you,
fuck.
what,
Sonny Wong.
yeah.
So I just bought Sonny Wong's MF Doom that was in the mystery school
Oh,
thing
sick.
at the Art
Okay.
gallery.
Oh,
months
shit.
ago.
Hell yeah.
Well, you probably bought
remember that.
You probably made a pretty smart purchase right there. That's
Yeah,
I know that piece.
Nice.
Julia down there told me that somebody was like upset that I got to it before them.
Oh, well, then you could probably
fuck
charge
yeah.
them a lot of money for that.
I got some sick Sonny Wongs, and yeah.
No,
I had to
without
pay
that
a
dude
fucking
here right now,
hefty penny for them, but they're fucking
dude's-
sick. I got some.
when you talk about hip hop, like you think about like all the elements of hip hop, which graffiti, artwork,
He
all that
encompasses a
stuff.
lot of those.
He covers.
But there
most
is
of it.
one that I'd like to bring up right here
What, the
on the
breakdancing?
podcast that Sonny Wong does not cover, and that is the breakdancing. And I'm going to pass it over to fucking GMG because there is video
Hey,
of
you
this
ever
guy.
see my man Kyle Anderson from Memphis Grizzlies,
me before.
aka Slow Mo?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about.
That's what is that? Breakdancing
He got
in
the
slow
moves.
motion.
Last time I tried
If you
to
mean breakdancing in slow motion, then
Last
GMG's masters that. I mean, there is an old video we did. Was called Kung Fu,
No, I sent you a link,
and
you're
there
gonna
is.
see it.
Oh, that's what's up.
It's the what was it? Art.
I think there was a
Art
cardboard.
audio.
There was a cardboard
What's the
box
name
that
of
GMG
video
was
we were
breakdancing
talking about?
on.
I sent you the link to it.
Last time I tried to
You gotta
break dance,
see
my
some-
wife picked me up.
Yeah, it was probably almost. You were probably like, oh,
He
like,
took it too literal.
your wife picked you. It was probably almost like an emergency room visit,
I
wasn't
don't
it?
try it, bro. The
You're
things
like,
that
we're
they
taking the
breakdancing
emergency
goes
room.
on nowadays, dude, is so.
Dude, I'm still
crazy.
baffled by that one. Bridge,
I mean,
dude,
I
that just
don't
does,
even.
like,
Are they
arm
aliens
push-ups with
or
his legs
what?
in the
I don't
air.
even know. They're crazy. The break dancers nowadays.
We were just talking about how good of an artist you are.
Thank you, Cal.
And how you completely ruined humble culture.
Oh shit!
Aren't you about to be a featured artist on one of those
Studio space.
studios? That's it. Tell us more about studios.
It's yeah.
This just became the Cal show.
Hey, yeah, no,
fucking around.
yeah, no, I do. I've got a little feature thing for my art coming out on a place called Studio Space. It airs in early May, and we'll see. You know, they came, they filmed, they interviewed. You know, it's good. It's good to get the love.
Heck yeah.
I don't even know what that is, but what is it?
And
Wong was
It's like
naked
a-
the whole time.
it's
He's
a
going to
series.
Hemingway.
I was only naked half the time. It's just like an art series. They come out seasonally, and I think it's put on. It's local, so
Okay.
it's like Keat TV or someone puts it out.
Okay.
So they just highlight local.
So they don't even
visual
know about NFTs?
They don't know about NFTs.
No, they only know about
I released 3 NFTs today.
KETs.
Oh, you minted a couple?
I minted 3 today.
Oh,
yeah.
sick.
The Garbage Pail Kids?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now that shit is fucking fire, bro. Yeah, that shit's dope.
Yeah.
How do I get?
I'll get you. I got some.
you need to make a whole series of those if they won't,
Now, you gonna
if you
get
won't get in
sued for
trouble.
that?
My kids.
I'm wondering about that. Are you going to get
I haven't got
sued
sued
for that?
yet, but I might get a cease and desist.
Because, I mean, that's got to be like...
Homie lives.
Well, do as many as you
someone
can.
owns some rights to that shit, right?
Lives in Eureka?
Jim Pound lives in Eureka.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What do you mean, the name?
What is
The dude.
The dude who made
Okay.
Garbage
Shut
Pail
the fuck
Kids.
up. Wait, what?
The name?
Can we
No.
What are you thinking? What are you
Hey, before
stop
we
it right now? I wanna hear
before we
this.
do that,
I should.
Let's get this
I
clear
wonder
up.
if he's still paid.
He's probably paid.
Shut the fuck up right now. Can you explain this right now?
dude, that dude lives in
Shut everybody shut
Eureka.
up.
Yeah. I said everyone shut up.
seriously.
Jim Pound, who started the Garbage Pail Kids, lives in Eureka.
What?
I shouldn't say something.
What?
Yes.
Are you fucking for real?
He
That
turned
is
it off.
incredible.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay off the radar, but it's getting hard.
Recording.
It's getting hard.
So this dude lives in Eureka now?
Yeah.
Is he from Eureka, or he's just like?
I don't know if he's from Eureka, but he's lived here for a long time. Just on some just lay low shit.
So he's the original artist then?
I don't know if he was an artist or started. He might have been the first
Or was
artist.
he just the idea behind? I mean,
Could have
was
been
he-
that too.
Damn, Garbage Pail Kids.
You don't know? Have you met this guy?
From what I
don't
know,
know.
he is
I never
the
met this
dude
guy.
that
I'm
Let's
trying to
set up an interview.
No, I just minted NFTs. I'd like to stay off his radar.
You'll be taken to the garbage pail woodshed.
Yeah.
Woodshed. Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
I have a
This
feeling.
is insane, dude.
It's a small
This
world,
is
bro.
pretty big right now. All dropping on this podcast
Yeah, dude.
right
I
now.
don't think you've seen your fucking.
Wow.
I'm sure he hasn't seen it. I hope he doesn't, but a lot of people pointed it out.
Have you seen
I haven't seen what?
his Garbage Pail Kids?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
the direct violation of.
Yeah.
100%. Hey, bro, I've stolen
joking
a
about
Nike
that, but,
sign.
I mean,
I've done
Your
it.
shit's amazing, obviously, but obviously if you're biting on the style, then whatever.
Oh, shit.
But that guy lives in.
Yeah.
I do want to say,
Better than this. Oh, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
just to get back to
Where is he live?
in Eureka.
He lives in Eureka.
I mean, the least
Yeah.
thing, if you sold,
Holy shit.
are those for sale? Or are those
The
things
dude
for,
that
like,
The
lives in
NFTs are for sale.
Eureka.
And he
Okay.
could hit me with a cease and
was the
desist.
one that.
for sure?
That's what it is.
is.
I don't care.
Well, I was.
I mean, those are
buy that
actually,
shit.
that's
I
a
would
great
say-
idea. Was that something you just like, were like,
I'm just being ready.
Well,
I was trying to give this
I've loved
motherfucker
the
a
Garbage Pail
compliment
Kids since I
over
was a
here.
kid, but I have
And I hear this dude over here.
all the
acting
Garbage
up.
Pail Kids I've drawn. I have the cards since I was a kid. Those same cards,
You still have those.
still have them.
Nice.
Wow.
So I one day I was cleaning up my garage and came across them and was like, one of them's Tommy Toom, and I don't know if you guys remember back
That's
in
what
the
I
day.
thought you were doing.
Yeah,
But you changed. What's a?
well I put Rappin' Wong.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tommy Toom.
But so Tommy, and I was in a little group with DJ New Type called Smash Brothers, and my rap name was Tommy Toom, based on
Yeah.
that Garbage Pail Kid. So I always had that shit.
Because I remember that name, Tommy Toom.
Yeah,
Tommy Toom.
yeah.
Tommy Toom.
It's like
And
a mummy.
see, my real name's Tom. So to me,
Yeah.
that back in the day, Tom was like, oh shit, that's my card right there. Like,
For real.
That's your identity.
Yeah, that's my shit.
That's your shield.
So
That's fucking hilarious. Dude.
when I found the cards, I was like, oh, I have 9 Garbage Pail Kids, and I could redo them all, but 3 of them are like
They
chick
never
ones,
made
like
Damien.
Scary Mary
They
or some
should,
shit.
bro.
Like,
Closest I've
I'm not gonna redo that one for me. Redid the
In my
one.
head,
The kid with his butt burning as he's going down.
I was like in your shit. I was
Damien.
like trying to remember. It was smart my memory. I was like trying to remember the ones I had. You know,
Don't have any more.
I don't have any memory.
My shit's
Did
mint.
they
dude. I got-
actually have a Garbage Pail Kid with the name Calder?
No, yeah,
They
don't
didn't
even
have
the-
Damien.
They don't even have the license plate. You go in the fucking
Yeah,
tourist store.
no.
See all the license plates. They're not gonna have Calder in there.
They don't have Damien, that's for sure.
Oh, they got Damien.
Lame.
Fuck, no, they don't. It's spelt different.
Oh, I
They're
heard
like, hell no, that's too biblical.
They don't have any-
Get the
I was
fuck
like,
out of
that
here.
was a
We ain't
scary-ass
dealing with
movie.
it. No, but I do want to say, when it comes to the art, every Dirty Rat album has been blessed with this
Hasn't been
dude's
every?
art. Pretty much. Which one hasn't been?
There's one album that wasn't.
You've touched them all.
It was Osh. It was which isn't it?
Oh yes, the Pabst one. What's the Pabst logo?
Pabst logo.
Which is a dope.
The Olympia.
Olympia.
Are you
Oh.
serious?
Don't get the cheap beers wrong.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry,
now.
dog. I've never discriminated.
Some of us drinking on a budget. No, but for real. On the
You
whole,
have to
though,
wait. Yeah, you might have to wait a little while.
that is a little something that like adds to. There's a lot of things that add to what Dirty Rat
Hey,
is,
bro,
and
you can't put a time frame on perfection. Is that that's
can't put a time frame on a phrase either. But no, his art kind of dictates and helps add to the whole allure and the
Okay.
whole product.
Well, I think that was just
I
lucky
said
for
that.
us to have that. You know what I mean? Because we would have had to pay someone.
Could we rank right now? Who? Okay, like go around the table.
Best
Whose
artwork?
favorite? Whose favorite Dirty Rat album covers?
The Plague.
If you were to go around the room
Dude,
right
I
now,
like the Plague too.
The Plague.
let's go. Starting with
I'll start
Wong.
with Plague.
The
I love
Plague.
all the new ones, but the
His
Plague.
favorite is the Plague. Okay,
Okay. What's yours?
Kush.
I don't know.
Really? You don't.
Low budget was pretty dope.
No idea. He couldn't even say his own album. Yeah, what about your own album? What about Big Trouble and Little
that's
Walk Through
Humble?
Walls.
I'll get in trouble.
Oceans is Walk Through Walls.
Walk Through Walls was good.
Why you trying to take my shit, bro? I was about to say-
They're all dope.
Yeah, I like a lot.
I'm just saying maybe if you had a favorite. Yeah.
I think my favorite is Kill the Dead Horse.
Oh, that was a good one too.
That was a
Dude, which
there was a
cool.
lot of controversy
It's,
around that album.
Which was cool is I saw Garth post up like his albums that he was like representing, you know, and he had the Kill the Dead Horse in there.
Nice.
It was
There's a
dope.
lot of controversy around that
That's
album.
dope.
That was the last album that Franco was he on that?
Franco was on
Because
it.
he was like, if you're gonna name the shit, Kill the Dead Horse, like I'm done. Like he was fucking
He was
furious
pissed about
about
that?
it because he took it. He thought we were like talking about like him. Like it was like, oh well, this shit's done. Then you know what I mean? Like
I didn't know that.
because there's a saying. What's the saying?
Why did we call it Kill the Dead Horse?
That's the saying. Or
A
it's
dead
like-
horse or like
Why did we, Kush?
I don't know. I don't remember. Did I make that up?
Why did we, Long? Why
no, we
I don't know. You know what I mean?
it
Shit,
came
we
to us
just-
in like your living room at some point. We're just like,
I don't remember.
and we said
I
that,
had to
and he
know.
was just like, he was furious. He's
I
like,
had
because he
to
took
draw
it as a
before
direct
that.
insult, because
I don't think anything was very deep on
he was kind of losing it. I mean, I'm not gonna go, you know, but that's at that point, that's kind of how shit was, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say Walk Through Wall is probably one of my favorite.
I like that one too.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I like.
Was that based
I
on
like a lot of
the
Huh?
Kool-Aid Man?
Kool-Aid guy, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it was just like classic, the colors,
Oh yeah.
all the action going on. I mean,
I like
you know.
Spit Shine. I
David?
like the
Dude, they're all
shit. I
dope.
like your.
They're all different.
Supplemental income one. I thought was fucking sick.
I mean, yeah, that was dope too.
Kush has got some good ones.
Yeah. This.
Costanza wallets.
Yeah, that's dope.
With the key, what do you got? Like the keys to the fucking.
He's got the UFO with some euros
The
or some
keys to
shit.
the UFO.
And I don't have that in there. But man, maybe next time I see you, if you happen to check out some of those, I got another load for you.
Yeah, once you go.
But please let us, you know.
Bro, I'm so.
you have the
I'm
reins
sorry,
back.
man. I feel like we're just
Oh,
been
no,
talking.
no, no.
He hasn't been.
This is
He hasn't been recording for like 45 minutes.
I know, it's all good. I know.
Nah, I think everybody's gonna love checking this out.
Wait, pause. You haven't been recording for 45 minutes?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I was like,
It's
what?
done.
Wait, what?
He tried to tell him to stop recording,
This is a two-part episode.
I pulled the plug earlier. Shit ran out of bounds.
but he's like, he pulled an old radio trick. He's like, okay.
You've been hella patient, dude. I appreciate it, man. You're like the most patient person I've actually.
I love it.
I think, I'm sorry, bro. We're
No,
just
you guys are super dope. This is dope. I love it.
The thing is, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to pick you off. Well, we don't get together that often either. So, you know what I mean? So when we actually get to hang out, that's like a whole other thing, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't even know the last time all 5 of us were in a room, and 6 with Ocean in a room. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
You know.
But bro,
That's all.
I've been listening to every one of your episodes lately, you know, because I work in one of those jobs where you can put the headphones in. So I appreciate
And really get
all your
down.
interviews,
Yeah,
bro.
I agree, man. I
Thank
agree.
you, man. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
And even for the people I know, I'm hearing all this stuff that I'm like, oh damn, dude, that's like all the little tidbits and stuff that you don't get to go, like with Knack and Swizz. I'm like,
I heard
like,
the
oh,
Maniac one, you know, they mentioned the Sun and Fortuna was an event that actually we had gotten through somebody and then got Highway. I think they did he was with a crew called BSE at the time.
Out of the sun.
Out of the Sun, that's right. And XX Dose did it, and I think we even did it when Sub Sav was on the bill one time. It was like us,
Jay the Sarge and
Sub Sav, Jay the Sarge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a cool little and Fortuna, right? Because most people think Fortuna is kind of sometimes.
dude, we had Hops and Humboldt for years. They
Yeah,
were
Hops and
killing
Humboldt.
that
First
shit.
time we ever did it was on like a tractor trailer bed, right, or some shit. You just didn't.
Those
want
were
to
some of the
fall
biggest
off.
shows we did back
Yeah,
then.
people were. It was stoked. It was nice. It was fun.
Until we got too drunk.
Till we got too drunk.
We killed that last one though.
Did
I
we
would
really?
say.
Is that what?
We fucking killed that one. I just was yelling at that chick for so
She
because she kicked out.
You're better.
Yeah,
Huh.
but I just remember they snuck back in, got back in, or because she forgot her ID, whatever. And I remember we were walking out and they were sitting in the stands smoking bowls, and I was like, these
Hey.
motherfuckers. I was
Hey,
like,
Jack.
okay, but I'm not gonna snitch on these motherfuckers.
Wait a second. What I did just today, randomly, for the first time in a long time, went to Hot Brew in Fortuna and had some breakfast.
Biscuits and gravy.
I mean, that's the first place that I ever did a live show, and we rocked a fucking fat show right there. It was Stir Fry Willie's sister's restaurant.
Yeah.
Still is.
Bang,
And
banging
she's still
show.
there, and
Banging
we rocked
show.
Hot Brew, and we fucking had like a
Killed it.
shitload of people.
It was
We
so
killed
fun.
it. I mean, you know, there might have been
Best
a little
worst night of
kerfuffle
my
here and there,
Best
but,
first time in your life. Damien's
We don't
jaw
need to
got
get to
broken.
that.
but I
We don't
tell
need
you
to get
what,
into
we
that.
killed it. Shout out to Hot Brew.
Hey, yeah, shout out to Hot Brew. I go there like every other week probably. They got killer
Big
mimosas.
time show.
It's a nap
Big
every
Show.
time.
That was so fun. Dude, you hear the goose?
Remember that shit?
Yeah,
The goose is rocking out there.
It's a gaggle. It's a
Shout out
gaggle.
to I remember Reckless Rex. Remember he'd be out there breakdancing out there.
Rex would come a lot and break
Dude,
dance.
remember when
too.
Rex came to that? What was that? Williams show?
No, what are you talking about, Williams? That was
Not Williams. It was somewhere out in the cuts. Remember?
Oh, you're
Dude.
talking about where the cold water was right next to it and we camped out?
yeah.
Talking about Lewiston.
Lewiston.
I was going to say it.
Yeah.
Lewiston.
I'll tell you what, man.
Shit.
That's what
Every show came up with a different nickname for someone.
I hope.
but mostly this motherfucker.
I hope hip
As long
hop
as
keeps
we're not
going
talking about
strong.
Casper, we'll talk about
And you
it.
can help keep this going strong because I think there's in the future for around these areas parts is hopefully many little venues through all over this areas from Reading to back to here that want to let hip hop back on the bills and try to bring in some people with some vibes. Because
Shout out to Stone Junction.
yeah, Southstone Junction
yeah,
Gargoyle.
let's look up a show
great
there.
vibes there. We're not even from Southern Humboldt, and it's always nice.
The jambalaya.
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 And we did some nice. I remember one time.
Okay, it was. Wait, we were talking about the last show we did there.
Jambalaya. Yeah, we did a show there recently.
Who we opened for?
It was
That was the
for-
Slap Frost
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
That's how long it's been, dude, bro. We're,
But that's what it's about. It's on
Hey, Highway was on that one.
Oh, sick.
yeah.
Cypress Hill show. We talked about the snowy Cypress Hill show.
Dude, you want a glitch
He
in the
was there.
Matrix, bro.
David was there.
You know, another show coming our way. If it works out, it takes a lot of planning though for us. It's like everybody's
No.
got to be in the right position at the right time.
Cypress usually only
You know,
hits us up
and not
every
that
9
everybody has to be
years.
there for every show, but
We just want to be on the bill.
you know, it still has to be enough time in advance. and make sure a good number of us can be there, and we can formulate a good set. And that's where we're at.
And
right now.
just to
Otherwise, we gotta
dispel the common
I'm
belief,
coaching
we're not a
baseball,
free
bro. I
band.
We're not a free
Well,
band.
I wanted to touch upon that because you were talking about J. Cole and Dreamville.
Yeah.
Coming together and this for us has been a labor of love. Like I guarantee you, we have all lost money doing this.
A ton.
We put a lot of money in our equipment, the time to go do something, and we kept doing it. Without ever thinking like we're making this back. We're doing this. Like we all have jobs. We all get paid, and it's not from rap. It'd be nice if we got paid from rap.
We had
And some of the shows we
Stir
passed
Fry Willie spent it all in Japan.
Oh!
Sorry, Stir Fry. He had fucking access to the debit
That's
card.
a fact.
Hey, we all held back until that point, my man. But
You better watch your back, bro. Willie's coming for you.
That's all fucking
shit.
love.
Oh my god.
No, but for real, like some of the shows, like we've been offered shows, but sometimes you just have to pass on something because if someone's just trying to like have you as a filler, but you've been 20 years in the game, you keep saying yes, that's all you're ever gonna be.
Well, especially when you gotta coordinate like fucking.
And it's not about the money, but we got a dude coming from Reading. We got families. Sometimes we gotta find babysitters, all kinds of shit like that. And life and gas at this point in time, like pay us for our efforts. Like
Thanks,
you
Trump.
paying someone who's been like 3 years in the skin, and you want us to be the opener for free. Like at some point,
we're not.
it's
We agree.
not
We won't go political.
disrespectful, but it's just like
Yeah, well, I mean, how many shows have we done for drink tickets? Like the majority of them.
Yeah.
Right?
But those are good drinks.
Yeah, I got one more shout. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
I want to shout out Stevie Culture too. because
Oh, yeah,
he's
shout out
another
Stevie.
dude-
Yeah, bro.
Stevie Culture has been on many albums throughout the times. And
Hell yeah.
even though he's a hardworking dude that's doing reggae music, we don't really collab as much. But man, he's always come through and just
Yes.
just
May not be
wonderful
humble
vibes.
hip hop, but he is still, in essence, always working with humble
Stevie
hip hop.
Culture, bro.
Sure.
My kid, there's one song that we did. What song would do work? It's on what album is it? Walk Through Walls.
Yeah.
My kids love the album. Sometimes, when you put an album out as 40-year-olds, almost 50-year-olds,
I was like,
I'll let it be known. I'm right. When your kids, my kids, I've got a 14-year-old and I've got a 9-year-old and I've got a 7-year-old. And when they like a song, you have to pay mind.
With that shit.
You have to pay mind to that. And they like that one, which Stevie Culture does the chorus on it.
Well, it's a fine line to walk, having kids. I've got a 15-year-old, 17-year-old, 2 20-year-olds, and I'm still rapping about the same shit I was rapping about when I was in my 20s. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know if I should say this shit anymore. It's a tough one,
Yeah.
but I still say
It
it.
is. Wong.
Yes.
Wong, that's one thing Wong said to
You're
us
looking for an
lately.
answer to your question.
He don't do no all
Yes.
ages shows no more.
I don't do all ages shows.
And I really have to respect that because
Yeah, it's kinda
our
hard
content is definitely, I don't know where you can put us, but we're definitely not all the way clean, and we're definitely not all the way not
Yeah,
gangster, but we're still kind of like.
We've been in
you know what
humble.
we talk about
I
grandma.
can tell you one thing though. I can tell you one thing.
You
is
want
my
grandma to be hearing our shit.
my biggest fans are my 2 sons.
Yeah, bro, that's
Slade and
beautiful.
Maddox.
Just rapping your bars.
I mean, they fucking listen to my shit all day long. If I
Because
put
they probably
anything
never
else on,
heard anything else.
that's right. They never heard anything else. If I put anything else on, they tell me to shit. I mean, they are for real. But no,
That's dope.
My kids are into
But no.
Masked Wolf. Have you heard of Masked Wolf? You've never heard this shit.
Kush coming out was a mass wolf.
Come on, Damien's heard of it.
I mean, my daughter's into like
Oh my
Curious
God.
George. I don't
No
know.
one's
if
heard
I
this?
can't compete with that. But
Holy shit.
Your kids are hell fucking old, bro.
Masked wolf.
Tiny.
Okay, I don't listen to no tiny.
No, but it's rap. It's funny because I'd never heard of it. But they watch a lot of YouTube, so they're like,
Yeah.
and then see, Damien knows.
They're getting more listens than ours.
uh-oh, this is where
It's
we.
better
No, they're like,
This is your key to end the podcast.
no. It's funny that it's
That's all right. I got a 10-year-old that loves juicy, so.
Gosh, you
Right.
pissed like 10 times, bro. Oh, I think
weird.
Working on
Hey.
11. Fuck you. Brotherhood.
I got a Garbage Pail Kid. It's called Judgy G.
Yeah, so
Dirty Pail Kids.
Yeah, Dirty Pail Kids.
Shit, that's crazy.
And then
okay, let's go around the table and tell everybody our age. Starting with Gabe.
Oh, okay.
How old are you, Gabe?
I'm fucking almost 50, Cal.
No, I asked you how old you are.
I'm 48.
Okay, Aaron. Kush, how old are you?
41.
47.
Callus, 41.
I should explain it.
85 years old.
That was a mic drop. I'm
Can't
20.
even use that now.
I'm 20.
There you go.
You have to either
There's your fucking perfect. There's your answer.
He's editing,
Technologically adept.
including your part asking me if he's still recording. But I'm 43.
Yeah. Right on, guys.
I just like that is good because continue.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's so dope though. You guys all just about have kids, and you guys are still making it happen. You got 3 kids, and all I've heard, even outside of tonight, like I had Nat One. He was just like he was repping you. He was like that dude has beats for days.
Yeah.
You know, so like
Nat
have
One.
that high level of output.
Yeah, Nac One's a beast, bro. Like straight up animal. So anything coming from him, I appreciate.
I mean, you got Step N.
4.
4.
we met Nac.
Everybody here has kids.
Yeah, we all have
You
kids.
got 3.
Yeah, Ocean has
I got
kids.
the least.
D, you got the oldest
I
kid.
think he said Gabe has beats for days.
20. About to be 20.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I got 2 20-year-olds. I got 2 20-year-olds.
Now we got to get them on the street team.
Actually, my oldest.
That's what I'm talking
who I
about.
took
That's a great
he's
idea.
making tracks right now. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, he's
I
good.
didn't even know.
I was pretty impressed
It's
by it.
like they're all right. I mean, no, he's good. He's good.
It's pretty good.
But
It's like a different-
needs a little work. Like
You know
he's
what?
a youngster, so
You know what this
just
area
heard some
needs?
of the things he's talking about. I'm like, dude, you just throwing shit in there to throw it in. I know you. You sitting in front of your computer. You ain't doing shit.
You know what this
You ain't doing
area?
that. You ain't living that life.
Yeah.
This area needs, and hopefully again through what you're doing, it might help. Is this area needs like competitions? MC
Yeah.
battles, beat battles, showcases. So when people like his, like he's talking about that, making music in his bedroom, but maybe wants to come out and like see
They
what
got
up.
there's the Fabo Cypher. I mean, there's all kinds of
The
things. that are
Fabo
starting
Cypher
to
is,
pop
and
up.
that's dope, and
And
that's
the
really
other
dope.
thing
It's just
that
we need to
this
get
area
more.
needs is some old heads like us offering advice to the young heads, because sometimes they just come out and they're standoffish because they don't know how to approach.
But how you
Well, I mean, we could give that advice through
I have no advice.
performing.
Just be yourself.
We'll just
That's
put on a dope show
Give
and
them
they
an
can learn
opportunity.
from that.
But
Be yourself
sometimes
again.
making ourselves available, like, hey, if any of these young cats want to like hit me up on Instagram, Damien Quintal.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Some mentor shit, yeah.
Just like ask. Like I've not only dealt with being on this side of it, but dealing with managerial shit and dealing with social media, dealing with all kinds of different aspects of the music game, and I know it's grinding, and I know it's fucking dirty, and I know it's bad and horrible, and you will lose your soul if you don't know how the fuck to maneuver through it.
Man, fellas, well, this was a dope episode.
Yeah.
Call it what you want.
Dope stuff. I mean, this was crazy.
Well, man, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and hopefully you have us back.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we've
Thank
always
you very
got
much,
stories. I mean, we had stories for days down the road, but man, there were stories we didn't tell. But
Oh, there's lots of stories we didn't tell.
yeah,
But I can't remember any of them, so there you go.
Until the next time,
Yeah.
when you remember them. No, it's been a long journey, but it's been a fun one, and it's been with people that we actually enjoy hanging around. So, family, brotherhood.
True.
that's true.
We've
That's what
always
makes
had
it.
our differences, but we've always come back together and resolved them one way or another.
Yeah, that's one thing we've always been able to like get along. I mean, most part. I mean, we feud a little bit, but
Just like
it's not like nothing too big because we're like all kind of in the same
say
zone. You know what I mean?
really big right now.
If you're not in the same zone, they're probably
Big.
gone. You know what I mean? So
Say something really big right now. Even Franco. I got love for Franco.
That's big. Yeah,
That
bro.
is big.
Yeah. Me too.
All right.
Wish him the best.
All right.
That's about as far as I can go.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Thank you, David.
Appreciate it,
bro.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys'
Thank you,
time.
man.
thank you.
I hope
man.
to have you guys back on, like, ASAP. Whenever you guys are
Absolutely.
dropping your album, the Cushman
Hell yeah.
Palace album,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
anything else you guys are dropping, let me know. I'm
Okay.
gonna advertise that, put that on the Hip Hop Humboldt,
Fuck
brand all around. You know what I
Let
mean?
us
Let
know,
folks know.
and we'll do the thing.